touch it, I'll wreck it.
Yeah, I'm here to. I'm monitor.
Why we have you? Yeah. It should be good. The retards like me on here. Look up.
Who are you with?
Me.
It's you?
Apparently there's another guy coming and he's late. All right, draw the button. Here we go.
This is the draw the button?
Yeah.
Ready to start in 5 minutes or 2 minutes?
Yeah, they'll be ready to start right away.
So I can run a commercial? Like
Probably.
2 minutes?
Once they finish this draw, why not?
Like that's his last shot to the button?
Yeah, right now is what he's going to do. He'll be doing the draw the button right now. Game on.
Just shy of 2 minutes we start.
Sounds good.
Astec safety. This must be the place, boys.
This is about right. Looks like this is where the engineers hang out. Nice spot.
Here's something else that's cool under pressure.
Great tour, but where's our man Brent?
I don't know.
Oh, perfect.
All right, normally he's bailing me out. Roll reversal, baby. There he is. Rescue mode.
Putting out
why
fires for these guys already.
Might as well. Yeah, we've got Pierce and Carruthers, yep.
Hi there. I'm Joseph Rosenberg, the Contact Center Manager for Utility Safety Partners, and we're very proud to be a sponsor of the Astec Safety Challenge. Now, when you're competing in a bonspiel, you gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried and plan each shot. And in life, when you've gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried, well, you have to plan, and that plan needs to involve utility safety partners. When bumping that object in front of you is not an option.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to draw number 7 of the Astec Safety Challenge. As we get going here, we've got an outstanding matchup as we get ready. We've got Team Carruthers versus Team Pierce as they are still in the B event. They have moved their way into an opportunity for them to enter into the qualifier early tomorrow morning to get themselves into the playoffs. As we get going, we're going to start off as though Pierce is going to be leading the way. We're going to have Team Carruthers with the hammer here in the first end. We should probably meet the teams. To kick off, Team Pierce from New Westminster, British Columbia, world ranked 68th. Throwing the lead stones is Nicholas Umbach. Second, Matthew McCready. Third, Cody Johnstone. And skip, Brent Pierce.
Said he doesn't remember.
Yeah, and Team Carruthers here, led by Brett Jacobs, has lead Connor Negevin, second Derek Samogolski, third Reid Carruthers, and Brad Jacobs now leading the team with Skip Rocks here, calling the game.
Yeah, a recent change, right?
Yeah, they did this at Grand Slam, I know, in December, and they had some success with this lineup. So I know it would be tricky probably for Reid to step down, but Brad Jacobs, of course, being one of the most accomplished skips, you know, in the world and in history, you know, Olympic gold medalist, you know, Brier champion, multiple Grand Slam winners. So yeah, if they can find some success with this new lineup, it looks like they are. I'm sure they'll stick with this going into their provincial playdowns.
You know, at the end of the day, it comes back to what's best for the team.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And I think all of these players are professional enough, and they would have that, you know, humility to know if they need to make a change. So this is a rematch of earlier draw. These two teams have faced off already, with Team Carruthers coming out on top. So Team Pierce would be looking to get them back here in this draw, and yeah, key matchup here.
So early in the game here, obviously a rematch. So you've played each other before, you know a little bit of the tendencies. Do you try and come out if you're Team Carruthers, having beaten this team before? Do you come out and put the pedal down early, or you come back out and try and feel your way through it?
Yeah, one would. I think they probably will. Team Carruthers had a tough loss last night, and they rebounded earlier. So I think they will come out with an aggressive start. You know, they're already talking about freezing and getting some rocks in play. And we'll see how the speed with the draws hold up here, because some of the earlier draws, you know, it was just stiffening up a hair, and a lot of that's due to the cold weather, of course, we have going into the weekend. So. But it still is such a beautiful surface, so it's good to, you know, take advantage of it early when it's such a nice playing surface and good speed.
So lead rocks here have been thrown
line.
as we get going. Obviously, abiding by the 5 rock rule and the no tick rule.
Yeah, you betcha. Yeah.
Definitely changes the game from when I used to play competitively. It definitely changes the way the strategy's played and the way that these teams operate. Get way more rocks in play. And, in my opinion, way more exciting.
Way more exciting for sure. These top teams are so good at still making rocks go away. They're so good at connecting at the runbacks that, you know, they can turn these ends where there's a ton of rocks in play and make it defensive and, you know, still end up with blank ends. So, yeah, we've got a great setup already by the both front ends here. Conventional setup with Team Pierce throwing up the center guard, and then Team Carruthers coming around, and then a series of freezes. We do just have a little correction, I guess, on our monitor. Team Carruthers does actually have hammer in the first end here.
Top 8.
Matt McCready with his first shot here in the first end.
Still sliding. Back
Thanks
4.
for getting that fixed, guys.
Coming down a bit. Top 4. Top 4. That's wide.
Gets the bump and rub, pushes in there, hangs it out a little bit. But
Yeah.
again, early, feeling out the ice.
Yeah, and this team, of course, have had some success already this season from BC, winners of the 2023 Prestige Hotels and Resort Curling Classic and Kamloops Crown of Curling. So they've won a few BC Tour events. And Brent, of course, is a former Brier champion, world champion. So yeah, very experienced skip. So yeah, they've started off with an aggressive play in this first end. This is second Derek Samolgalski. He's looking to just hit, roll in slightly. Even a nose hit would be an acceptable result here.
Guys jumping on this one early. Trying to keep this one hard on line.
Yeah.
Did he want a little bit more roll there? Was that what he was looking for?
He was. They were trying to roll a hair wider just to keep everything spread out, because there is a double or just a simple hit and roll in too. That's still a great result though. Team Carruthers is totally controlling the front of the house right now. They've got that yellow in a perfect spot frozen on the red, so they are setting up for multiple points early here. So key shot already here for Team Pierce with second Matthew McCready.
Second shot here from Matt McCready here in the first. Coming down with lots of speed, looking to move some granite.
Yeah, and that's a great result there. Got those both going. Of course, it does leave an easy double back here for Team Carruthers. But still a good result to get a couple of rocks going when they were in a little bit of trouble.
You're just making a hit and roll.
I'm kind of thinking just blast them.
Yeah.
You know what? I like smooth, trying to hit 7/8.
7/8.
But Derek, this is good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Brad Jacobs here. Nice to just get these rocks out of the way here. He is talking about it's okay to roll out. It would be great to keep your shooter here. I think that's kind of what they'd be going for. And he called smooth, which is just a smooth PO.
Gotta go.
Again, high weight. It's amazing how hard these guys can throw when they really want to.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, a good result there. There's no double on those yellows, or if it was, be very difficult. The red rock would go spinning out of the rings, so I think they'll probably be playing a hidden roll on top. Great shot by Derek Somogalski.
Shot, Derek.
Cody Johnson stepping in here. The first shots for the thirds. Are we looking at a double peel here, or what's the shot here?
They are playing the double. It's a very difficult shot. You know, you have to hit right in the crotch of those two yellows. And the tough thing about it is keeping your shooter. You're likely going to spin up and out of the rings with some high speed. Another good result is just hitting him rolling on top of the other yellow. Yeah, and that was just the tricky part with that shot. You just had to hit perfectly, and even if you did, again, that red shooter would have likely been spinning up and out. Of course, we can see that red rock ended up in a good spot, buried up behind the guard, but Team Jacobs can just split the rings here exactly and set up for their two.
I like going away rather than that. I like that or...
Reid Carruthers here with his first shot here in the game.
Yeah, and Team Carruthers has had a great season. You know, I'm sure they won't be pleased with, you know, not winning, you know, or doing a little bit better in the Grand Slams, but they did still have 2 quarterfinal finishes, and they started off the year winning the PointsBet Invitational. They were defending champions and won that event again. So I know they're looking to really ramp up here and build as they go off, because they'll be playing provincial playdowns out of Manitoba. Very interesting seeing Brad Jacobs playing of Northern Ontario with the Moose calls and everything for years, and now he's playing of Manitoba with the Buffalo. So
Line's good. Just for weight. Line's
Reid
good.
Carruthers with his first draw of the game.
Line's good. Derek. Always Derek.
yeah, and early in the game, this is always going to be really fresh going to the wings. Lots of curl, and usually, if anything, just a hair slower, of course, to start. And you can just see that finishing in there. It's coming sideways into the rings. And like they said, even Reid commented, slid better than I thought. So that's what we were just talking about. Typically, that's just a little bit stiff, you know, going inside out to the wings there. Fresh path. Great execution and well set up for 2 here for Team Carruthers.
Excuse me. Can you get one of the ice makers to come to sheet 5?
Second shot here
Can someone get an
for
ice
Cody
maker to
Johnston.
come to sheet 5, please? Is that someone in the committee?
Is he looking to hit and stick or trying to get a little bit of roll in here behind cover?
Yep, just was trying to him roll buried, and that was just tight early. They were calling that on early and potentially maybe just a hair late. So that is a miss, a half shot. Does allow Team Carruthers just to split the rings again.
Probably the shot, eh? It's either that or here.
Quite a bit there.
Some true Canadian language
What
there
do-
from
what do you
Brad
like?
Yeah, same with
Jacobs.
the practice.
Probably the same play, hey?
Yeah, and I agree, with Brad Jacobs. I think it is the call. Going around the center, you know, it's an aggressive shot, and, you know, if you're ever behind the tee line, going around the center, Team Pierce freezes, and then you're in trouble. You know, you're setting up for a good deuce here. It's nice to keep it nice and straightforward when you've controlled this entire end.
Reid Carruthers with his second shot.
Yeah, and should be familiar. Even though he's playing to the other wing, you know, it should be, you know, similar speed and they'd have a good idea, but we'll see. This one's tracking a bit more and appears to be heavier. Johnston, yeah, trying to drag that back, and it does look like that is not second shot. I think red is second shot. It's very close. Yeah, you see the tap. So I do think Carruthers is just one. Big miss, actually, from Reid Carruthers there. Could have given that to his sweepers, obviously. So
Definitely a miss. And again, early in the game, trying to figure out the ice. different sheets. These guys aren't playing on the same sheets every game, so definitely an opening for Team Pierce.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Reid will be kicking himself. Those are shots that
Tell
even
John
though...
to come to this end.
Oh. And yeah, we did hear Reid mentioning earlier to ask
Tell
one of the
John to come to
volunteers
this
if
end.
they could get somebody from the ice crew to come out to the sheet. They might be just having some problems with the area on the ice. Reid's asked him to come over, so I'm sure he'll be helping them get that resolved. John Wall and crew have done just such a great job of the ice. The surface is just beautiful for these top athletes, top curlers in the world. So even with difficult conditions, with how cold it's been, they've been doing such a great job. And Brian and Graydon from the Lloyd Curling Club helping out as well. They've put in a lot of hours and work to making these some of the best conditions for these great players.
It's not that cold. January in Lloydminster, minus 53 with a wind chill.
Yes.
We've got that here in Lloydminster. You have no problem up here.
Yes, and we're just not used to it because it's been, of course, so unseasonably warm. I'm sure we have some people tuning in who are in the cold as well, but I know there's some snowbirds probably tuning in who are maybe watching from a more tropical destination. If you are, you can share that in the live stream chat. We'd be curious to know.
Brent Pierce with the takeout. Didn't get the spin he wanted. Left it out hanging as Brad Jacobs is going to get to throw his first shot here. What's the play? You've got 2 yellows hanging in the back that would be second and third shot. Or not second and third shot yet. You still got the one at the top. What's the right play here for Brad as he's trying to find a way to make 2?
I think like he's called board weight, so I think they are going to try roll buried behind the guard. It is a risky shot though, you know. If you roll behind the T line again, you might leave Team Pierce that freeze. I think he is going for the roll behind the corner to try generate his deuce. There are, you know, a couple yellow stragglers, though, as we can see at the back of the house there. So if they could ever, it's hard because they can't get access to that top 12 red one. So we'll see if Brad can execute on this hit and roll.
Olympic gold medalist Brad Jacobs. Not a bad guy if you're going to bring him onto the team to move into the throwing the skip stones.
Not a bad pickup at all. Yeah, one of the best rock throwers in the world. Yeah, great shot.
Looks like half the rock covered.
Yeah, and still the problem is with that shot, though, it's right on the button. So a lot of the top teams don't like it when they have hammer to play that because Brent Pierce can just play a freeze tap and really not allow Carruthers to score more than just a single here. They might be able to just chase this, too, with a soft weight, and it looks like that's what they're talking about. I'll just listen in here.
And he was out here. And he came through like about here, right?
And Brent Pierce has one of the most interesting crutch brooms out there right now, even more so than Reid Carruthers. We've got the battle of the crutch broom players on the ice right now. So very cool devices that they're using as their kind of stabilizers.
Brent Pierce, obviously 4-time champion of the BC Provincials, won the Brier in 2000 and went on to win the World Curling Championship. So obviously with a new team, younger team that he's bringing to the events this year, but obviously a guy with tons of experience, and as they continue to grow as a team, will be something to watch as they go into the provincial playdowns here in literally 6 weeks. Yeah,
of course. I think they'll be definitely one of the favorites. They've had a good year playing those BC Tour events like we talked about. And, that Brier Championship and World Championship, of course, he's playing third with Greg McCauley. That was in 2000. So definitely one of the most experienced players out here. We won't share his age or anything.
No, we won't go there.
Some good experience.
Final shot for Brent Pierce here in the first end.
And they're calling the curl early with the outside sweeper to get it to carve. Yeah, and that's a miss, unfortunately, for Brent Pierce. Just wide early. They did call the curl on right away of his hand, so he would have just been probably a little wide, a little heavy. And, it does leave an opening here for Brad Jacobs on his last. He can play the run back for 2. Maybe he might be able to get, for 3 if he spills both the reds, doubles them out, or he might just play the straightforward draw for 2. And they are already talking about the
Planting is
run
3
back.
for sure.
Yeah, 3 for sure on the
Well, I
run.
definitely think the way to play it is to play it like nose,
Yeah.
right? And, or a hair high.
Yeah. And are you seeing in or out?
In, I'm
yeah,
seeing the
in. Yeah.
I'm seeing the end, and I'm seeing like. I like the shot. I mean, how many times are we going to get a shot like this for 3?
Yeah.
Right? You like that? I like that.
What do you like here?
Yeah. All you gotta do is plant it.
You know what?
I like
You
it.
got to be aggressive,
I like it. So
right?
we're going
Early
for
in the
planter,
match
we're
to
going
set
for
the
like
tone,
Yeah.
really put a
Yeah.
team back on their heels,
His
especially
nose-
after a
nose is
mistake.
still 2 for
And
sure,
really,
maybe
you
So
know,
I
hate to
that's
say
what I
it,
was
it's
thinking.
kind of a
I
kill
was
shot,
thinking,
but
like,
it is
you're
kind of a
taking
kill
the
shot.
hair
Yeah, a
Like,
3
I'm
under
seeing fresh
early,
curl.
you know,
Yeah,
really
I think
sets the
this is
tone for the game.
perfect.
And the other thing to factor in, this is Brad Jacobs' strength. He is one of the best hitters, you know, to be playing the game. And he does have some air on this. He could dead nut the red and jam it, and he would still be shot 2. But, you know, he gets this a little bit low side, makes the double on the reds, and it's a huge 3 under.
Great way to
Yeah,
start,
more.
great confidence builder for the team.
Yeah.
Brad Jacobs getting ready to throw his final rock in the first end. Opportunity of 3. Needs a big run back here. One of the best in the world, as we said, one of the best hitters. Here we go. Brad Jacobs with the release.
Curl!
Guys are on it quick.
Yeah, they're getting it to carve curl early.
Line!
The hit
Oh.
and the jam.
Yeah, and that's not how they were playing that. He must have been wide because I think they're playing low side and
many
they
was
got
that?
it high side. So it is a steal of 1 for Team
Sorry,
Pierce.
Wow.
Fuck.
Wow, big turn of events.
Absolutely.
To start the match when it looks like Pierce could possibly be down 3, and they are able to find a way.
Yeah, classic commentator's curse. That's Brad Jacobs' typical strength there.
Sorry, Brad. Our fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure there's going to be people on the live chat saying
I know.
these two guys upstairs calling the game at the Astec Safety Challenge screwed that one up.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the end of the day, it's Brent Pierce taking a single and a steal as we move into the second end.
Yeah, we'll take a chance to recognize the sponsors of the Astec Safety Challenge. Big shout out and thank you to Bandit Energy Services, Synergy Credit Union, Bexon Construction Limited, T-Bar 1, Boundary Ford, Lloydminster Ag X Association, the Players Tour, Canadian Angus, Lloyd Curling Club, RL Electric, the Tank Guys, Fountain Tire, of course the presenting sponsor, Wild Rose Pump and Compression.
First shot thrown there, coming in right into the house to start the end.
Yeah, and Team Carruthers will have to recover here. I'm sure they'll try and set up just the same as they were. They're setting up for at least a 2 or 3 ender last end, so we'll see how they rebound here because that was already a kind of a big momentum change early on in this game.
Hard as of now, Derek.
Always there.
Throwing up the corner guard.
Yeah, and I like this play. You know, Brad Jacobs, you know, he understands he missed. He's already playing an aggressive call, trying to generate at least a 2 here. You know, if he was feeling a little bit rattled, you know, you might see him hit that, but he's already wanting to shake things up again and try and generate that 2 points.
World champion, Olympic champion. I got to think it's pretty hard to rattle Brad Jacobs, wouldn't you?
You would think, right? Yeah, exactly. So, you know, you got to admire the confidence, even though he has a miss, and that's what some of the best teams, best skips in the world do. They just rebound and, you know, just park those early misses.
So Brad, he decided last year he was going to take the year off,
Mm-hmm.
right? Played a little bit on a couple teams, spared a little bit on a few teams when they need an extra guy. Obviously, needed a mental break, needed some time to decide if he was still wanting to play the competitive game and see if he wants to make another run at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Now when you see Brad back, and he came back as a third, now he moves back into throwing skip stones, what does that tell you as an experienced curling guy? What does that say about where Brad's at?
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, I think taking that little bit of time off probably reinvigorated him and reminded him of his love for the game. And, really important. I know he's probably itching to make another run at the Olympics. That once-in-a-lifetime experience they had, winning Olympic gold in Sochi. He's eager to get back there. And he, of course, is playing, not a bad pickup, of course, for Team Carruthers, but he's playing with 3 great, talented curlers from Manitoba here.
And when for Brad coming back with Team Carruthers, playing out of Manitoba, and he looks over and he sees the Harnden brothers, one playing with Gushu, one playing with Dunstone. You see your former team. Is that, what is that? Obviously, curling is a pretty social sport, right? These guys had some great memories together, but obviously when you get up against them, you're here to win.
Absolutely, yeah. It would be very hard. I know those guys, are their relatives, so they're like brothers, I'm sure, on the ice. So it would be hard, but, these guys are so competitive. They are in it to win it, and definitely, I'm sure the competitiveness is super high when they're facing each other. We saw, of course, last year in the Brier final, of course, Team Dunstone taking on Team Gushu, and you could see the 2 Harnden brothers were wanting to be each other just as bad, but then afterwards, of course, you see the emotion. So same situation with Brad playing at either of those teams, of course.
I agree.
And of course, we know the other member of former Team Jacobs Olympic champion, Ryan Fry, now with Team Italy, with Team Return as, coaching them. So maybe Brad Jacobs, is seeing Ryan Fry and is like, maybe, after this Olympic run, that coaching gig doesn't look too bad.
Not too bad, exactly. Matthew McCready here with his first shot in the second end. Looking for the freeze.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful
Great shot.
Yeah,
Great
perfect
shot early in
freeze.
the game to have that weight, precision. Leaves himself on the inside. Team Pierce sitting 2.
Yeah, perfect angle. Yeah.
I'd like to tap that off just a hair. Stay here. Back 4, back 8.
Such precision. I want to tap it a little bit. I want to roll to here. I want back 4 weight. Don't give me any more than that.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
It's unbelievable how these guys go from event to event to event, and they're able to read the ice so well. But again, like you said, also having John Wall back here. These guys have a lot of trust in John Wall and the ice he makes, and he's done a great job here with the local crew, with Brian McClaskey and Greg. These guys put a lot of work in. I know over Christmas there was a lot of work done.
Yeah.
And the ice is held up very, very well.
Yeah, 100% well said. Great sweep here by Connor Negevin. And again, just perfect angle on that freeze tap. That's, exactly what they call that back 8, back 12 weight. And exactly that angle what you want on those freezes. You don't want to over curl on those and not be second shot. And I believe yellow is second. They're having a good look at it, but yeah, just a beautiful angle on that shot from Derek Samagalski. Those are super precise, and I know from playing, we of course were very fortunate to play our Tuesday Super League game here on this ice when they're working on it, and beautiful surface, but your weight control has to be right on point, or you're not going to get the right result, of course. So that speed control is just so critical at this level.
So obviously playing lots of games here at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center. As John Wall and his crew came in and they started working on things, what was the biggest notice that you had?
Wow, yeah, they really did just transform the curling rink. Yeah, the fan zone, right, the MMP lounge, it's just beautiful. It's cool to see this atmosphere. And just sliding, there's just more slide on the surface. You can feel it's just much more crisp and just very beautiful ice surface like we talked about. You feel like you can drag a rock. A lot of people have commented that just looks different. Like they say it seems brighter out here, which it isn't. They haven't changed any of the lighting.
The lights are still the same.
Yeah, lights are still the same, but just seems different and everything's just more refined. So, yeah, they've just done such a beautiful job of transforming the facility for this event.
Another great shot here from Team Pierce. Little tick and roll.
Yeah, nice to be sitting 2 for sure. It was important too to dislodge their own red rock. Of course, most people would say, well, they pumped their own rock out of, third shot, but that's actually a good result because their red rock was not helping them back there. It was allowing Team Jacobs' yellow third shot to knock it out. Big shot here for Derek Samagalski. He's looking for just a really delicate tap and roll. And I think really important here, I think they've called it, I don't think to remove the red, but just even get behind the tee line.
Guys are on it, trying to get past that guard.
Yeah, and that was an early plan B from Brad Jacobs. He was trying to tick the guard and make sure they cleared that. So Brad called the sweepers on early. It might have just been a tight throw from Derek.
So with these guys, obviously, there's always a plan B, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's the way to miss, of course. You didn't want to miss that wide and not, dislodge any of the rocks. So important that they, of course, got the center guard at least out of place. So Brad has a shot here with hammer. They can't close down that 4-foot area, their scoring area, too much here. They'll be in trouble to give up another steal.
Obviously, early here, Team Pierce putting some pressure on.
Yeah, and of course, second end, they've executed very well here. Brent has called third Cody Johnston down, and they're discussing because they are figuring out the best placement to really even put more pressure on Brad Jacobs. It's tricky. It's a really tough, actually, that yellow rock to get out right now, so they're trying to create a good angle where they could get that out. What I'm seeing is either, some sort of freeze tap on their own red in the top 4-foot, so they have a better angle just to get rid of that yellow on their next.
I was thinking somewhere over there.
Listen
I was
in
thinking
here.
tap.
Yeah.
I told Brent that he's fucking dumping the back red. So, watch. It's this.
Not if our rock's in front of it, though.
Going like this and then like all the time.
I was thinking just tap it like a rock.
Yeah, I like that call to tap it again, just to rock. Then you've got a better angle again, just on that yellow to promote on your next.
If you're Brent Pierce, what are you trying to set up right now?
It's not a great steal scenario right now, to be honest. It's a really good force situation, of course. If they keep executing a couple, it might, but they're really just trying to force here what have been their objective. They're probably not trying to get too greedy because they had discussed the guard but then waved off. It's just a little too risky to guard because Jacobs still has a couple yellow counters in there. So I do like this call. Bring another red in, tap their red in the 4-foot back to have a better angle to slash into that yellow on their next.
Cody Johnson here with his first in the second end for Team Pierce.
Yeah, and we'll get a time up this to see how it's running.
Yep.
Well, you are good. You brought your stopwatch.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yes,
well
thank you.
done.
Yeah, come prepared, yeah.
Clean.
That's professional, folks. You're getting top-end stuff here at the Astec Safety Classic.
Yeah, and I've got a 13.6 on this, so definitely back 12-ish, back 8 weight. And that's exactly what they're looking for. That's a beautiful shot. They've got, again, that's a way better angle, red onto that yellow now.
Is there any chance at a double on this?
There definitely are a couple double options here. And they're looking at even potentially it going on to the third as a triple. You will lose your shooter.
Probably just on the edge of it.
It's lined up. They have called the triple here, so we'll see. We need a good throw here from Reid.
Reid Carruthers with his first here in the second end.
Yeah, it's tricky. It looks like, it's very hard to get the red that's behind the tee line.
Guys are on it hard, trying to hold it. Wow.
Yeah, it's a great shot by Reid. Really, that was key just to, again, open up that scoring zone, that scoring area for Brad Jacobs for his last rocks. Because there were, of course, a lot of dangerous red rocks looming around in the 4-foot there. So great shot by Reid.
Can we do it?
So Team Carruthers sitting shot rock, but obviously we've got 4 red ones in there.
Yeah, and again, Team Pierce had that great angle on their red. Of course, Reid, removed that rock, so they don't have a good angle. Any hit on that yellow will just go straight back on that red that's behind the tee line. So they're looking at a freeze, I think, or potentially just a freeze tap. They might even be playing the pick.
Touch it.
Yeah, and you just heard it. Just touch it. So they have landed on the pick here. really difficult shot. He's cannot hit, if he hits anything even thicker than a quarter, you know, that's jamming on that red. So he's got to hit just a piece. Big shot.
Cody Johnston with his second.
You got it. Hard.
Gets the shot.
Yeah, and still a great shot. He hit a little bit, about a quarter there, and still got it going. So very nice throw. And it is nice that they got rid of that red in the back. That one was not helping them. It was just more backing for Team Jacobs, Team Carruthers, I should say.
Yeah, I'm going to throw like more like a 14 to 15.
So now for Team Carruthers, obviously no rocks in play for them. Facing 3 red, 3 rocks to go.
Yeah, but still a good opportunity here to come around this corner and still generate the deuce. Reid has a great opportunity here, and they've got a nice corner guard. Reid threw this path, you remember, in the first end. He threw a couple inside-out draws, so they should have a good idea how this will run.
Okay, line's good. Line's great.
Yeah, I got a 15. Great speed there. Calling for the carve now to get it buried more with Connor Negevin. That's a great shot. Yeah, it's fully buried. A little bit deeper than what they wanted, but still good result.
Yeah, probably want to keep that above the tee line.
For sure. Yep, it will allow a freeze here. I don't believe they can chase this with any weight.
Just bump it out. What did you say? You like that better? Yeah. I don't care. I don't mind. I'm okay.
If you can see it, I like it.
How much can I see?
They're asking how much you can see, and I think they'll be surprised. It does look dead buried. I don't think he has any.
Hey, Skipper, I can't see nothing.
Yeah. We'll see what... Yeah, it's totally buried edge on edge. So it is a very tricky shot, but you know, this is the right-handed thrower's in turn, so we'll get more throw here with an in turn versus a right-handed thrower's out turn.
What kind of weight do you think he needs to throw to be able to tap and push that back?
Yeah, like just through the house, like weight. You cannot be heavy on this. If you throw like board weight or even solid hack, it will not get enough curl by that guard to, remove this rock. So he's probably just looking for a back line.
Needs to move this about 6 feet to be sitting 4.
Yeah, exactly. It is a good opportunity, but very high degree of difficulty shot. Very precise. So I'd imagine he's probably looking for about 13 and a half seconds hog to hog. I'll get a time on this.
So you're saying high difficulty, you don't want me throwing this shot? Is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
Okay, good call. Great call. That makes total sense. I wouldn't want me throwing this either.
I haven't even seen you throw a rock.
Oh,
so
it's
that's
special.
Oh,
absolutely. It's special. I'm signing autographs later, actually.
Perfect.
And, if somebody goes down, I felt like I could sub in.
Yes.
They're going to lose.
Do you have your curling shoes with you?
Everything's here. Yeah, I brought everything with me. Put them in the car even, just in case.
Nice. Yeah, and they'll be staying nice and cool out there, so they'll be ready for the ice.
They will definitely be ready.
Yes.
Brent Pierce with his first here in the second end.
Yes.
Trying to get
Yes.
the tap and push this one out of the rings to be sitting 4.
Yes.
Guys are calling hard for line here. Doesn't get past the guard.
Yeah, and they called that on early. Again, it looked like the correct speed he wanted to throw, but perhaps just a bit tight out of his hand.
Where do we want to be here, Ram?
And this does open the door for Team Carruthers. Brad Jacobs can set up for another deuce here. He's going to want to make up for last end and make sure he executes on these next couple.
Where's he going, though? What is he like to set up the deuce here?
It's tough call for sure. I don't think he wants to be totally buried behind that red that's in the top 12, because then Team Pierce could just play a straight run back, and if they make it good, then Brad's in trouble. So I think they would want to draw around and not even be buried, edge on edge, something like that, even half buried. The tricky thing is they also don't want to set up a double, so he's got to be very precise on this draw placement.
So he probably, are we to guess, probably wants this to be full 8, not totally buried behind the red. on the other side. Is that kind of what we're
Yeah, yeah. And of course, as you're saying through it, totally, perfect full 8, here, not totally buried. So you were just talking as you're talking through it, the super precise where they want this rock placed to not leave Brent Pierce an out on his next.
Brad Jacobs getting in the hack for his first as he gets ready here in the second end at the Astec Safety Challenge here in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan, presented by Wild Rose Pump and Compression.
I don't think it is either. Rob! Line's good! Rob! Line's good!
Well, if it's heavy.
Well, where? Where?
Sweepers on and off here.
Where is it?
Line's
They're
good.
calling top
Line's
4.
good. Clear.
Whoa!
Got 14-3.
Curl! Whoa!
Starting to get on it now.
It's good.
And there you go.
Yeah, so there could potentially be a double there. They would really have to whip that with a ton of weight. So it is a very good placement. A little deeper than I want. You would have wanted that to be a little higher or just top 8. But it's a good result. They are sitting 2.
Get rid of one, most likely it's 2, and then
Yeah, and I think he is going for this flat double or, even a hit and roll at a minimum. He might be able to kind of go into the side and spin up.
Now, if he doesn't get this double, obviously sets up 2 for Carruthers.
Yeah, absolutely. Brad Jacobs will have his chance for 2, so this is a big shot to try and cut him down here.
A bit of a guess because that's not drawn to the button line.
Now out of the hand, if they feel like it's coming offline, obviously most important to make sure they get the nose hit and make sure they take one of these rocks out of play, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And, that should be no problem here. He will be able to remove his object rock pretty easily, but, it's a good opportunity with a good throw here to potentially get both.
Brent Pierce with his final rock here in the second end.
Yeah, and you can see a pretty big release. It did look like an in-out motion.
And a nose hit.
Yeah, and they'll be okay with that. Team Jacobs has, Team Carruthers with Brad Jacobs skipping here has earned the 2 points this end. And it really was set up by that great come-around draw by Reid Carruthers. He got that draw to the wings totally buried behind their corner.
So the hit and stick for 2. Brad Jacobs throwing the skip stones for Team Carruthers as he settles in for his last rock.
Yeah, big second point here. Brad will need a clean throw here. He'll be looking to make up for, again, the first end. I think he's actually playing the draw. Deceptive ice, it could have been either or there, but he is playing the draw. He did, of course, just play this exact same line.
Line's good.
Sweepers are off early. Brad looks like he didn't like it. Sweepers are on it now.
He didn't look happy right out of his hand.
Yeah, I got a similar time to his first, so it looks like it will be okay.
Using his own for backing.
Yeah, it
Doesn't
settles in
need
there
it.
nicely. Yeah.
Good solid shot to draw in 2 for Team Carruthers. At the end of the second end here at the Astec Safety Challenge, we have Reid Carruthers 2, Team Brent Pierce 1, as we'll take a short break and a message from our sponsors.
Like people, businesses have their journey, their path, sometimes straight, but more often evolving, growing, and adapting to a changing world, creating the need for knowledge in areas like accounting, consulting, tax, technology, areas critical to your continued growth and success, all part of the journey. all part of what we do together with you. Because your success is the destination. MNP, wherever.
Welcome back to the Astec Safety Challenge here in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan. A reminder to everybody out there, if you weren't able to get tickets to the draws, there is a social tonight at 9 o'clock. The band was warming up, getting ready, doing a mic check here a little while ago. That is open to the public at 9 o'clock tonight. If you're looking to take in a little bit of action and come down and experience what this event's all about, feel free to stop down to Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center after 9 o'clock. It will be free of charge and an opportunity to get in and see some of the players. And as well, over at the Lloydminster exhibition, they have a family-friendly patch over there. Some games being played. Games are being streamed. Unfortunately, those people are having to listen to us. But they're over there enjoying some opportunity with some family and friends. And I have some rumors that some of these best players that are on the ice here this afternoon are going to be heading over there. So you can get your pictures, autographs, and experience curling action over there as well. As we get going here in the third, we've got Team Carruthers up 2-1. For Team Pierce, how do they bounce back here with the hammer in the third?
Yeah, and exactly how they've set it up here. You know, they've thrown an aggressive corner guard. Team Carruthers has thrown up a center and looping right around here. So they will look for that deuce here. A blank is also an acceptable, outcome of this end. They are playing an odd end. So, if they play the blank in end 3 and get hammer back in even ends in 4, that would be a good result as well. But of course, we're here and the fans are here to see lots of rocks in play, so we don't hope there are any blanks.
We don't want blanks.
We do not
blanks
want
are boring.
blanks. Blanks are absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
No, we're not here to play boring curling. We're here. We want excitement.
And Brent Pierce is playing for the excitement. He's thrown that corner guard and he's calling the freeze here with Nicholas Umbach's second lead rock.
Top 8. Yep. Top line. T.
Guys are on it.
T. Yep.
Look for this to move a little bit.
Curl.
And there it goes, starting to go now.
Yeah, Johnston on the carve there, trying to get to move. You can see it coming over nicely.
Good shot. Obviously the lead stones, sometimes the forgotten guys on a team.
Absolutely, and we saw, I was commentating last night's game, Carruthers versus Mowat, and the leads, especially Team Mowat's lead, the front end was just setting up the ends on point and weren't allowing Team Carruthers really any opening. So those lead rocks are super underrated. They're so pivotal in setting up ends, and they're just incredibly key.
Speaking of Team Mowat, had a huge victory in the last draw for them to advance into one of those 8 qualifier spots and get some rest here leading up to tomorrow night's quarterfinal. Obviously, Brad Gushu, another win earlier today. He's another A-event qualifier. And then
Team
Nicholas Adine.
Yeah.
So 3 outstanding teams that have been really, really hot this year.
Yeah. Yeah, and 3 that you would expect to be in those playoffs in the quarterfinals starting tomorrow night. And these are big games, of course, all B and C side games now that we're watching. Yeah, the only, I guess, upset or surprise so far of the event is, essentially kind of, what people have been saying, one of the kind of home teams, Team Brendan Botcher, of course, has lost their first 2, and they're going to be slugging it out on the C side. They've got to win 3 straight.
You know what? As frustrating as it is for them, obviously, the number 2 ranked team in the world.
Yeah, and I think they'll come out, and won't let those first 2 games phase them at all, right? They're a very professional team and they know how to rebound. And they played against 2 teams that were playing them very tight. Team Sluchinski played them very tight in their first game, and came down to last rock, and then they, of course, dropped that game, and then you go to play Team Dunstone. So there's no easy games out here at all for any of these teams. And then, of course, Team Botcher did have, potential difficult shot for 3 against Team Dunstone. Watch on the stream, but yeah, I'm sure they'll rebound.
I'm getting some spam texts for some fans that are out there on the network, on the live stream.
Yeah,
good friend of mine out in Langley.
Yeah.
Guy by the name of Ray Beeson decided to shoot me a text, and he says he loves blanks. I don't know why. I don't know why he loves blanks, but you know, at the end of the day, shout out to Ray and Caleb. I know you guys are listening to me here right now, so we're having lots of fun here at the Astec Safety Challenge here in Lloydminster. Obviously, a very important end for both these teams. Like you said, game management. You want to have the hammer and 8, forcing some different things throughout the match. Is it necessity to have the hammer and 8? Do you prefer to be up by 1 or up by 2 going into the 8th without the hammer? Or do you prefer to be chasing with hammer going home?
I think the statistics still slightly show the team that is up 1 without hammer has a slightly higher probability of winning. That always changes, though, season by season, and, you know, the margins are so slim, right? Sometimes I think a lot of teams would opt to have that hammer, though, going into the 8th end. They like to have control of the game, and you see that so often. You hear a lot of those top players talking about that. We want to have control of the game in the last end. We want to have that last rock, because these players are so good, and they can make, you know, end-changing shots, game-winning shots on their last ones. So, yeah.
Reid Carruthers here. Looking to bring this another one into the rings here. Call by Brad Jacobs.
Yeah, I'm looking to put the pressure on here, get a couple buried now with hammer around this tight center guard.
Line's good. Little bit of room. Line's good.
They scored last
They say with hammer, sorry, without hammer.
They don't have hammer. Gosh, we're going to take it on this line. Chat, we got to get our stuff together here.
Yeah, without hammer.
Good shot here. Keeps it above the T line and the 4-foot.
Good sweep.
That's why Reid Carruthers is on the ice, and I'm sitting up here.
Yeah, it's a great shot. Yeah, right top 4.
Cody Johnston settling in for his first shot here in the 3rd end.
Yeah, there's a min poke, but it's pretty good speed. Like,
are we looking for the straight run back here? Is that what we're seeing?
Yeah, straight run back or even just a hair high. He doesn't want to roll his shooter onto the center line. There is even a potential run back double.
And there it is.
Yeah, great shot. He did roll his shooter to the center line, kind of which we talked they probably didn't want to do, because Team Jacobs is just going to loop around again here with Reid Carruthers in the 3rd rocks. And he knows he just threw this, so he will be close. And they'll keep pouring on the pressure without hammer here.
There you go, folks. We can take criticism on that live feed. Don't you worry.
you want a little more?
Reid Carruthers with his 2nd shot here in the 3rd end. Looks like they're just looking to replace that same shot they just had.
Yeah, absolutely. Big shot here again for Reid. And like we said, he will know the speed just through his path.
So being an avid curler like yourself, you got to explain something. You've got Carruthers, BJ Neufeld with these taped up corn brooms. Is that a Manitoba thing?
Yeah, that's funny. I guess it kind of is. You know, we've got a coach for, you know, got to get plug-in for the Lakeland College curling team that I'm an assistant coach with. So we have our head coach, Dusty Makachuk, you know, is a Manitoba guy. So we'd be able to attest to that a little bit more than me. But you see so many of those Manitoba curlers. And I don't think they're training it in juniors anymore. It's very tough to come around a corn broom nowadays. They don't really manufacture them anymore. But, you know, a lot of these Manitoba curlers, they see, you know, some of their idols, these legends from Manitoba, Jeff Stout and Kerry Burtnick, you know, these players that are using the corn brooms, and, you know, they want to emulate that.
Well, there's definitely something in the water. We've got lots of good Manitoba talent out here in Canada on the curling scene.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see it even on the ice here in this draw. Of course, you know, there's Team Dunstone out here. You know, got a few players with that tuck delivery.
Mike McEwen, former Manitoba guy, now playing out of Saskatchewan.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll take a chance, you know, when we have a little lull in the games here, just to give an update on the other sheets.
Brad Jacobs getting ready to throw his first rock here in the 3rd end.
Yeah, and that was a big miss on the run back there. That was a good opportunity for Cody Johnston running in his own red. And now big opportunity for Brad to replace the center guard and have it be their own guard. Really going to apply the pressure here on Team Pierce.
Brad settling in for his first here. Looking to put some pressure on Team Pierce.
Hard line!
You gotta go there. You gotta go there.
They're going hard line to hold it early, trying to avoid the over curl.
Higher the better now. Clean. Yeah,
And the reason they're saying higher the better, because the tighter it goes, the more it's going to over curl. They're trying to get high just so it stops and doesn't over curl.
So on a shot like that, you've got skip throwing, you've got the third yelling.
Yep.
As a sweeper, who are you listening to?
You're always supposed to, of course, like they say, listen to the third, the person in the house all the time. You know, the skip, you know, you can listen to maybe, you know, some of the information they're saying, but mostly discarding that and listening to the person in the house because they're the one watching the line and that has the best vantage point. It's tough because, you know, as a sweeper, you know, lots of shots are more line dependent and there's some are more weight dependent. That one they were really listening to Reid because that guard was critical on line more so than weight. They want to get that dead buried and make sure they're covering their yellows. And that's basically perfect placement by Brad Jacobs. He would have wanted that maybe slightly tighter, but a good spot. And again, a very difficult shot here for Brent Pierce, trying to, you know, tap back one of these yellows in the top four to give himself some room to score.
Going to try and give himself an opportunity. Obviously doesn't want to only take one away here. Wants to find a way to make two.
Back 12.
But needs a big shot here.
Yeah, and he's going to try get as close to the face as he can and, you know, maybe set up a jammer. Get the Jacobs rock in the top four behind the tee line would be a huge objective. Big shot here for Brent Pierce on his first here in the third end.
Rock on its way.
Easy. Whoa. Whoa. Curl. Curl.
Brent Pierce with his first shot.
Curl.
Needing this one to curl.
Curl.
Pretty soft.
Curl. Curl. Curl.
Our yellow, I
Curl.
think. Oh, no.
Gotta love curling language, hey, as you throw it there, wanting to set up a jammer. I don't want to have a jammer in real life, but
No.
having a big heart attack, I don't need that here.
No, it sounds awful, but yeah, that
But
was...
in curling, we want jammers.
We want them, yeah, the old natural jam, yeah. And that was a great shot by Brent Pierce. You know, he got that rock exactly like we talked about behind the tee line. And even the bonus, he rolled his shooter behind his red corner guard.
Great control, obviously.
Absolutely. I am a little surprised. I mean, Brad did just throw intern. He threw a guard, but it looks like he has a piece where he could just chase the red and get... It is a difficult shot. So he is staying, you know, keeping his foot on the pedal here, and he's playing the come-around draw.
So as you're sitting here, and obviously Brad Jacobs knows the game a million times better than I do, but why would he not elect to try and go for that raised takeout and run everything out of the house for Brent Pierce and have himself sitting with a couple rocks sitting there?
Yeah, like off his own yellow or the red onto the red?
The red onto the red.
Yeah, I guess, you know, that one's definitely a tougher shot. And, you know, if he ever miscued that and got, again, those jammers that we talked about, then, you know, he's leaving Brent Pierce a shot for two. This is, again, a more aggressive call, too. He could try playing the pick because there is a piece of that red showing. But he is playing the aggressive call here with a draw.
Obviously wants this to sit top four.
Yeah, top four, top button, trying to make this good. And Connor Negevin going on the curl now. That is curling beautifully. Hogline in. It's just diving. Great shot. Yeah, great weight. And the thing that this was always going to leave was a run back for Brent Pierce, regardless of what Brad did. Brent does have a run back here for two off his own red. We'll see if he takes that risk or if he just tries to play draw tap for a single.
Decision time for Team Pierce, as obviously they're trying to find a way to make two here and get themselves back into the lead after three ends. Risk reward, huge opportunity.
It is a huge opportunity, and that draw does not look like a picnic. You know, that's a tough port to navigate, and he would have to outcount and basically grab a piece of the pin.
I'm thinking, like, I don't know,
Let's listen in and see what Brad has to say.
out of my hand kind of normal? Like maybe normal out of my hand and maybe gets down here with...
Well, the speed's good, so.
Okay, so like good solid control. How about solid control?
7/8.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
I agree. And that's good that it's as far
Yeah,
in
that's
as
good.
Yeah. 7/8.
Yeah, nose is probably, yeah, 7/8.
What's that?
7/8. Yeah.
Yeah, 7/8.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to give it a run. Going to go for the double raise.
I do like this call. It's lined up. It's just a hair high. You had them say 7/8, just a hair off nose here. And it looks like they've opted for a control weight takeout. He doesn't need to throw peel. He's just trying to, raise one rock and remove the rock, the yellow rock behind the button. So he doesn't need to throw it very hard. Just a nice control weight takeout run back here.
So speaking of coaches at Lakeland College, who do you trust throwing this shot? Chris McQuaid or Dusty Makachuk?
Oh God, you're gonna get me in trouble here on
Absolutely.
the air. Yeah. Oh God, I gotta say with head coach Dusty, for sure.
Go with the experience.
Got to go with the experience, right? And Chris isn't gonna like that because I'm commentating with him later tonight.
That's right.
So,
He's probably gonna not want to buy you a drink now.
I know. Yeah.
But,
I've just shot myself in the foot.
Big shot here for Brent Pierce. He's looking for the raise.
And it's very close. Great
And a
shot.
great shot.
Yeah.
Assist for 2.
Yeah, on and off, so you knew it was close right over his hand and well executed. That was a danger with Brad playing that in-turn draw like we talked about. So great execution by Team Pierce and a great 2 to take the lead.
I say we set it up that whole shot again. We get Dusty down there.
Yeah.
And we throw him in.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We'll do that later. We'll do that maybe after the social tonight.
Yes.
We'll get Chris and Dusty on the ice, and we'll set that up.
Yeah.
And maybe the whole crowd will want to place some bets on that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you betcha. Yeah, for those tuning in. And we'll give a little shout out again to the Astec Safety Challenge sponsors that we've got. Again, presenting sponsor Wild Rose Pump and Compression, Musgrave Agencies, Utility Safety, It's Time Promotions, MNP, and of course, title sponsor Astec Safety. Thank you again, all of the sponsors, for your generous support.
At the end of the third, we've got Team Pierce with 3, Team Carruthers with 2. As we scan across, we should probably check in on the scores.
It's close.
Obviously, on sheet number 7, we have the local team of Monty Armstrong and company with playing against Mike McEwen. It's currently sitting 3-1 after 3 ends as they're playing in the 4th. Over on sheet 6, we've got another local team, DeConnick Smith versus Team Libis after 3. Team Libis up 3-1. On sheet number 5, obviously that's our current game, as we have Pierce up 3-2 on Team Carruthers. On sheet number 4, another feature game. We've got Team Weeb versus Team Cooey with the single in the first, and that's held out over 3 ends. Over on sheet number 3, we've got Team Dunstone versus Team Sturmey. And at the end of the day, after 3 ends, it's Team Dunstone sitting 2. And over on sheet number 2, we've got Team Schneider and Team Parent. They're in a C event game. Somebody has to win. Whoever loses goes home. Team Schneider's up 2-1 after 3.
Yeah, we've got a couple big C event games here going on, so you know those are going to be very tight and very competitive games. These teams do not want to be going home, so we're going to have some very interesting games going right down to the wire.
Chances to play for $100,000 on the World Tour doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, absolutely. They're playing for a huge purse, and we talked about last night that beautiful trophy, the new inaugural Astec Safety Trophy. It's beautiful. It's got the Alberta and Saskatchewan province maps, and it shows the border. So beautiful trophy that these teams are competing for, as well as tons of points towards their rankings.
And that design was done by a local artist here, Michelle Lake. She was the one who had the vision for that trophy.
Yeah,
and
just fantastic.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's heavy.
Yeah, I haven't lifted it yet, but does look like something might be one of those late night. Maybe the winner will have to be like they do with the Briar Tankard, pass her around the patch, and just have everybody get to experience lifting that big Astec Safety Challenge trophy.
Absolutely, as we have lead stones here for Team Carruthers.
Clean. Whoa. Clean. Yep. Curl. Whoa. Curl. Hard, Ram. Hard. Really nice throw. Good sweep, guys.
Good shot there.
I got 12.
Team Carruthers entering the house early, sitting at the top of the 4-foot. Move into the seconds here. Matthew McCready for Team Pierce.
A little big.
Yep. Yeah, hard line.
Yeah, and they're looking for the same shot here. They're hitting it early, but again, looking for that soft weight hit, trying to get right to the face of this rock. Cody
Trying to get a little
Johnston.
rollover if they can.
Yeah, and that's a great shot. They even could have rolled it a hair further. You know, this, you know, the closer they are to those guards, the easier the hit and roll dead buried is for Team Carruthers here, but a well-executed shot when they couldn't see all that rock.
Now for these guys, typically they play a lot of arena curling.
Right.
Now here in a curling club, I did hear this morning from one of the teams that the ice is as close to an arena as they think they could probably get, which I think is a huge compliment to the Lloydminster Curling Club.
Yes, 100%. You know, it is very tough to emulate those kinds of conditions in a curling club. You know, just, you know, differences, you know, they've tinkered with ice temperatures and airflow. So it's really just a fine craft to, you know, get that ice, you know, just with that great curl and just perfect consistent speed across the sheet. And we've seen that throughout the first 2 days of the Astec Safety Challenge. It's been just great conditions again for these players. We can't say enough about the beautiful ice for these top-level athletes.
Second shot here for Matthew McCready with Team Pierce from New Westminster, British Columbia.
Yeah, and again on the carve here with Cody Johnston and gets right to the face. That's a great shot. Great speed control again by both of these teams. They're just playing, you know, that control, like board to hack weight.
You know, it's funny, you look out on the ice and the lead for Team Pierce, Nicholas Umbach, he's taking the jacket off, and then you look over to sheet 4 and Kevin Cooey's got a winter jacket and toque on.
Yeah, you know, and we saw that throughout the day. There definitely are some more people wearing some toques. You know, everybody's little internal temperature is a little different. I know I can attest to that. I'm usually, you know, pretty warm-bodied and would not be wearing a toque or a jacket probably at all, even though we're out on frozen ice there. So I will vouch for Nicholas Umbach. That's all good. It could be minus 40, minus 50, and you could still get a little sweaty.
The guy from BC.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Got the jacket off, ready to go.
Yeah.
Good Alberta boy and Kevin Cooey.
Yeah.
Looks like Frosty the Snowman down there.
Yeah. That's you know, you gotta play for the conditions, right? And they're well equipped, you know.
Absolutely. Cody Johnston settling in for his first shot here in the 4th.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful roll to get that buried by Derek Somogalski. This is not an easy shot here for Cody Johnston. He is looking for the run back. You know, he could air a little bit low side and potentially get the double peel. Would be an okay pro side miss.
Good break.
Yeah.
What a break for Cody Johnston and Team Pierce as he gets the tick off the guard and then runs back to take out that shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and a great sweep to hold that line.
You like that at all? That ridge high enough that I can chase.
Got to be lucky to be good and good to be lucky.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, and you know he was very close there. Of course, you know if he got by, you know that tight guard, that shot did two good things. You know they moved that corner even slightly over a little bit more. You know now they have a red center guard to work with potentially. So, of course they got rid of shot stone in the ring. So. Yeah, great sweep there by the front end for Team Pierce.
Reid Carruthers here with his first in the 4th. Obviously looking to find some coverage somewhere.
And Reid has been so dialed in with his draw weight so far this game. He's played a lot of draws, especially to the wings, so he should be so familiar with what this is doing. We're getting good speed here, high 14, almost 15 seconds.
Come on.
And you can hear Brad Jacobs saying knife it. What he means by that is the angle he has at the broom to get more curl as he is the high side sweeper. You hear a lot of the team saying that they want to knife it, they want to carve it. They're trying to get maximum curl.
So as you say there, high side sweeper, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so the sweeper that the rock is curling away from. So the one that's curling towards, in that case, is curling towards Derek Samagalski. He is the sweeper that should be on the inside of the rock to hold the line straight. The high side sweeper, the one that the rock's curling away from, in that case, it was Connor Negevin on the right. He was trying to, be in the sweeper for the curl. So, of course, as we're looking at it right now, sweeper on the left side is that tight sweeper. High side is the one on the right. That will be going for the curl. And there you can see it now.
Cody Johnson's second shot here.
Yeah, Matthew Brady trying to get to curl. Yeah.
The roll.
Yeah, great.
Trying to get it under cover.
Yeah, that's great. Very well executed. Nice chase. That, he could have not seen any of that rock from the hack, and almost got his totally buried. That was a beautiful shot, and again, great weight control.
Reid Carruthers settling in for his second.
You can only see a sliver from the hack.
Yeah, I know.
Barely seen it.
I know.
Yeah, and you can hear them saying, could barely see any from the hack. That just tells you how great of a shot that was.
Clean!
Or run it, but.
Clean! Whoa!
Stay close.
Clean! Yep!
Guys are off it quick here, but back on.
Whoa! Curl!
Oh, and that's a miss, unfortunately, from Reid Carruthers there. They were on and off, and, just need that to curl a little bit more. That rollout does open the door now for Team Pierce to get a force. That's a big miss from Reid Carruthers. He needed to stick around with his shooter on that one.
Now skip Brent Pierce, obviously not having the hammer here, trying to find a way to force.
Yeah.
He needs to absolutely dead bury this.
Right.
Above the tee line, top 4 possibly.
Great. Yeah, and we'll get time at this because, we're at the halfway point of this game. We'll see how the speed is holding up. And it has been, doing that pretty well, of course, throughout this entire event. So I see that they'll have no issue with the speed on this one and getting this dead buried.
The top 4, what are we looking at for time?
Yeah, I'd say about 14.5 still is what's been running to the center.
If we're right, folks, we'll buy you a drink. If we're wrong,
we're
still
us
not
a
buying
drink.
you a drink.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, good call. I like that.
Let's see what happens here. Brent Pierce with his first shot.
Line's close. Line's good. Rim. Line's good. Right here.
Sweepers
Line's
on
good.
and off.
Okay, easy that. Easy.
Calling the guys off here.
Yeah, and I got a 14-2.
No.
Just behind the tee, right?
Yeah, so slightly heavy. So that 14.5 would have been what they're looking for, even a high 14. So yeah, 14.2 is still just that little bit heavy. So still just a beautiful ice surface. The speed is just holding up perfectly.
Absolutely. Draw number 7. Right, over the course of the weekend here.
Yeah, and late in the day, usually you start to see the ice kind of break down, as you go in later in the day. Usually the morning draws, early afternoon is when the ice is at its best speed-wise, and sometimes, the late draws, that's when, the speed can get, just break down at that little bit. So they have done just such a great job.
So minus 53 with the wind chill helps?
I don't know. Usually, if anything, that very cold weather tightens up the ice a little bit. Things get a little straighter and slower, but they've done and that's just all kudos to the ice crew for making sure that these conditions have held up despite, the very balmy weather outside.
You know what I can confirm? I can confirm that the bar in the MMP VIP lounge is open. And as luck would have it, Dallin Falshear and Vern Falshear down there having a quick one.
Yeah.
They've been down there eyeing it up all day. But once again, everybody, it's a great atmosphere. The curling rinks never look better. Having the bleachers over on one side and the VIP center and all of the people upstairs here in the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center with the food and beverage open. It's amazing what we can do in Lloydminster. World-class events. I was looking on my Facebook timeline earlier today, and it's 10 years to the day where the city hosted Hockey Day in Canada.
Wow.
Huge event.
Yeah.
Now today we're sitting here with another world-class event.
Yeah.
Lloydminster's always been a great place for world-class events with world-class athletes. 8 of the top 10 teams in the world currently here, with Brad Jacobs throwing his first in the 4th at the Astec Safety Challenge here in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan.
Yeah, so well said. Lloydminster is just such a great host for these top events. Got a 14-2 on this again, so this should be very close speed. Should be right frozen to that red. That's a good shot by Brad. Again, slightly deeper than he would have wanted. He would have wanted that above the tee line because it does leave a freeze here for Brent Pierce. But still a great shot, beautifully executed.
That's why they pay him the big bucks.
Absolutely, yeah. And Brad is just so clutch. You know, even despite, you know, a couple misses, had a miss in end 1 and a little bit of a miscue in the 3rd end, but, you know, he just always has the ability to rebound. That's, again, what the best players do. And again,
when you look at Brad Jacobs, stone cold.
Yes, yeah.
Dialed in, very little emotion.
Yeah.
Doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. I guess that's what it takes to be an Olympic champion, a world champion, a Canadian champion.
Right.
What has Brad Jacobs not done?
He actually hasn't won the Worlds. Sorry.
He didn't win the Worlds.
He didn't. He got a silver finish at the Worlds. So the fans will get upset with us with that.
Hit me on the old YouTube chat. You
so
can call
that
me
is
stupid.
the one.
It's okay. My dad and mom do it all the time.
So that is something he is just looking to add to the resume. He has done basically everything else, you know, in the curling scene. He lost that 2013 World Final to Nicholas Sedin, who has won, you know, more Worlds than anybody else. You know, he just racks up those trophies, it seems, every year. The World Championship, a.k.a. the Nicholas Sedin Invitational, it seems like.
Last shot here for Brent Pierce here in the 4th. Looking to sit right on top. And right on the button. Guys aren't sweeping it. They're right off.
Yeah, just heavy, unfortunately.
I got you. Okay.
An unforced error.
Yeah, and surprising because Brent had just thrown that on his first, so you would think he would have, you know, had the speed dialed in. But yeah, just threw a little bit too hard. And of course, they've played this path numerous times, so it's just getting faster and faster. As they keep, you know, playing this exact same out turn for the right-hander coming home.
Brad Jacobs had this exact same draw in the 2nd end. Now going to make the same draw here in the 4th. Chance for 2. Opportunity to get back in the lead. Brad Jacobs settling in for his last rock here in end number 4.
Yeah, and he also just threw this on his first, so we expect him to make this. Yeah, and that's just what you talk. Stone cold. Look at the focus.
Letting her go, giving it to the sweepers.
Rope, easy. A little bit of rope.
One of the best front ends in the game.
Line's good. Line's good. On the yellow.
Line's good. Line's good.
Go ahead.
You can't hurt it. You can't hurt
He
it.
also got a good time on that. Very nice.
Team Carruthers with a Brad Jacobs draw to the button. Take a 4-3 lead at the end of 4. We're going to take a moment to thank our sponsors as a commercial break.
Official soundtrack to Canada's only border city. 106.1 The GOAT. Stay connected with MyLloydminsterNow.com.
Put death by rock and roll.
The GOAT.
'Cause I'm a lowlife and I'm loving it. Don't blame me,
A Lloydminster legend.
I listen all day.
Everything that rocks.
Time to rock.
106.1 The GOAT.
Welcome back to the Astec Safety Challenge here in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan, as we enter into the fifth end with our feature match between Brent Pierce and Reid Carruthers. As we look across the scoreboards on sheet number 7, we have our first finish and our first elimination. Unfortunately for the locals, Team Armstrong has fallen to Team Mike McEwen in 4 ends with a big 5 spot in the fourth. An 8-1 loss for Team Armstrong, as they will jump up and now start volunteering and helping out in the event. But unfortunately, they will not be curling the rest of the weekend here in Lloydminster. On sheet number 6, after 4 ends, Team Libis is up 3-2 on the other local team, Team Carl DeConnick Smith. On sheet number 4, another feature match going on right now. Team Weeb versus Team Cooey in a very low-scoring game after 4 ends, 1-1. In sheet number 3, we've got Team Dunstone and Team Shermay after 4 ends. Team Dunstone leading 2-1. And on sheet number 2, in another C event game, elimination game, after 4 ends, Team Schneider sitting with a 3-1 lead over Team Parent. Interesting action. Thoughts on the scores, the games that you're seeing right now?
Yeah, it's interesting, of course, to see the low-scoring game with Team Cooey, and it's interesting to see them ahead time-wise for than the other teams. Usually we see Team Cooey, playing a little bit slower and behind. I'm sure they'll make up for it, in the back half of the game, taking some time with the decisions. Yeah, and, a good run for Team Armstrong, of course. I know they'll be disappointed, but, great opportunity for them to be in this event and, play against some of the top talent in the world, of course.
And Monty Armstrong, been around the curling club a long time, getting the opportunity to play with his sons, and in a, probably the most competitive event that has been held here in Lloydminster since the Wayside Classic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and, another one that stands out, of course, Team DeConnick Smith is holding their own here. Another local team with Team Libis, of course, a talented young Albertan team. Yeah, they've had a great week, DeConnick Smith. They've really have held their own, in their first game against Team Adine, took them right down to the 8th end, and Nicholas Adine had to make his last shot. So I expect that game to be close, right down to the wire.
Ryan Dice playing with Carl DeConnick, and obviously Ryan Dice and Carl was the 5th when Scott Manners from Lloydminster went to the Briar in Saskatoon.
Right.
Yeah. And I think the term was "mind your manners," was the chant that was going on around SaskTel Center in Saskatoon. It was a great pleasure to watch those guys, being from Lloydminster, go off to the Briar. But obviously a new team, Carl and Ryan, along with Mike Robson and Galen Dice as well, Ryan's brother.
Yeah, great team, and I have the luxury I play with Scott. We have a competitive men's team, and we play in Lloydminster, and we get to hear lots of those fun stories, from those times of them playing in that 2012 Briar in Saskatoon. Yeah, so get to hear some great stories, and get to see Ryan and the Armstrongs around the club lot. So very cool, of course. And the curling community is very small, of course, and we see that all the time.
But speaking of the curling community here in Lloydminster, obviously on Wednesday night, the junior curling development, and 4 world-class teams came out. Team Goskins from the Netherlands, Team Parent, who's out here right now playing, Team Botcher, and then we also had the #1 team in the world, Team Retornas, was on the ice with all of the young talent here in Lloydminster on Wednesday evening. And as you can see, as we've got the picture up, look at the smiling faces, and everyone's so excited. Lots of teams out there, and I heard from Team Retornas, they said the talent looks really good for Lloydminster, and that picture goes to show you how excited these kids were to be on the ice with that world-class talent.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's just going to keep, energizing the community and those, junior curlers and, the more, adult curlers as well. It's going to, hopefully, bring more membership in and, really just revitalize, the curling community and, you know, the junior program, it really just, you know, can just spark, you know, energy and, you know, the hard work ethic when you get to, you know, rub shoulder to shoulder with these world-class curlers. So it's very cool and, you know, very grateful, of course, that those top teams took the time to spend the time with those junior curlers.
And you know what, in Canada, you know, obviously, I hate to say it, hockey's king.
Right. Yeah.
But I think when it comes to ice games, curling's got to be right there, right beside hockey. In Canada, we love it. But when you look at Curling Canada, they've had some shake-up here in the last little while. They just announced a new CEO.
Right.
Just brought over Dave Murdoch from Scotland as the new high-performance coach. And I think Dave might be making his way up here to Lloydminster this weekend. And I had the chance to meet Dave in Okotoks earlier this year. And obviously super high expectations as we get geared up for the Olympics. And obviously we want to win in all opportunities, men's, women's, and doubles. You know, it's a big time in Canada, and you know, a big job ahead for Curling Canada as they try to become a little more relevant with the younger crew and trying to get that vibe back into the curling clubs and getting more people playing. If you haven't had a chance or you're out there and you're thinking about curling, you got to give it a try.
Absolutely, you know, and to experience this, you know, it's such a great sport, and there's so many different versions of the sport. You know, there's a traditional 4-player game, there's the mixed doubles, you know, they're talking more about potentially 3-player games or just regular mix. There's stick curling, there's just so many varieties of the game. So, you know, if, you know, you do have, you know, some people, of course, aren't able to, you know, play the traditional game. There, you know, it's a very accessible sport to people of, you know, of any sort of background, which is, you know, what makes our sport so special. It's cool to hear you talk about, you know, Hockey Canada too, and, you know, the correlation with that. Of course, the former Curling Canada CEO moved to the Hockey Canada CEO position,
Absolutely.
Catherine Henderson. So, you know, Hockey Canada, Curling Canada, very, you know, correlated in that sense, absolutely. So, and even talking about the Olympics, like you mentioned, Kyle, yeah, we're trying to, you know, increase our relevance, even, you know, on the international stage. The last 2 Olympics in 2018, we did not medal, only in the mixed doubles, of course, just gold medal. The 4-person teams did not medal. And then just the last Olympic cycle, we only had 1 bronze medal with Team Gushu winning the bronze on the men's division. So yeah, that is something that I know you mentioned Dave Murdoch. He is really, you know, working hand in hand with these top Canadian teams to get us back on the podium and really, you know, re-spark that energy of curling in our country.
Absolutely. As we get back to the action, I know people on the feed are probably saying, hey, these 2 idiots, it's time to get back to the game. We got an important game here. We've got Reid Carruthers getting ready to throw his first shot here in the 5th end. What do we got going on here?
Yeah, and you know, it's a good situation here for Team Carruthers. They are shot stone. It's not a great steal situation, of course, but they are shot, and they can split the rings here to sit 2 and guarantee that force. Team Pierce won't be upset about this situation either. You know, the rocks are in the corners. You know, there's no dangerous rocks near the center, so Brent should have a shot to score here regardless in this end. He can't afford to give up a steal.
Let's see what these world-class athletes have to say about this upcoming shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. We freeze back, though. I'm not convinced the guard's good because of this is being open.
Is that double there? I mean,
It's really close. But even playing that, he goes yellow, yellow. And that's not great for us either. Let's just draw.
Reid Carruthers having an interesting conversation with Brad Jacobs as they've elected to go with the draw.
Yeah.
Agree with the call?
Okay.
I do. They definitely do need to play a draw here.
That's good. Okay.
I did think they would go potentially, you know, around the other wing, but this is a good call. You know, they've got a stagger to go around here, and, you know, if they make this good, they'll be sitting 2 and, again, have that force scenario kind of sewn up if they make a good one here. Just cannot afford to be deep behind the T line. Is not the limit for this.
Reid
Line's
Carruthers
good.
here
Straight.
with his second shot in the
Line's good.
fifth end.
Hard. Come on,
Looking
hard.
to get this one buried.
Hard for everything,
Trying
Cole.
to keep it above
Hard
the
for
tee line.
everything.
Guys are on it heavy here.
Curl it. Curl it.
Need to get it
Okay, Ram.
behind. Unfortunately, comes up short.
Yeah, and that does leave a double here. You know, that opens the door for Team Brent Pierce. They'll have a double, and they'll be able to roll their shooter. So not the result Reid was looking for on that one.
To make sure this gets out.
Shoot.
Brent Pierce calling third, Cody Johnston down just to have a look at this double and roll.
Obviously, some high heat's got to be thrown to get both of these rocks to go. Does he want his shooter to stick around?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that would be key, you know, to be sane too. They don't want to nose this and leave a double back for Team Carruthers. You know, you can hear him saying, if you nose it, you know, it's not great, but it's not bad. They are talking about playing peel. You don't need to, you know, to throw a rocket at this. Even
It's way more fun, though.
That's true. It is more fun. Even just normal weight is fine. You do need just a little bit of speed, of course, if they are trying to roll. What you don't want to do is hit this too thin and not get that Carruthers rock out at all.
7. We got some air.
Big shot here for Cody Johnston. You know, this is key, and this can help set up a big two-ender to respond here for Team Pierce.
Team Carruthers and Team Pierce trading blows here on the board as they both scored 2s in the last 3 ends.
Yeah.
Oh, and you can hear they've said that picked. That's very unfortunate.
Obviously, we are live, and
Yes.
emotions do get high, so we do apologize if
catching any
you're
breaks,
hearing
or-
some language that you don't want to hear. But
Well, yeah,
that's curling.
That is curling.
And,
You know, these top-level athletes are human, you know, and things happen and words get said, of course. So, yeah, you know, frustrating. It is a very bad break, to be honest, for Team Carruthers. That was, you know, the unfortunate language came from Brad because that, you know,
I
was
guess
a
you're just
lucky
playing the
break
draw?
because that rock is dead buried, and I believe Team Pierce has shot stone underneath that stagger, and Team Carruthers has no way of getting to that rock right
You
now.
like that, Beth?
Yeah.
They're talking about
And you
potentially
don't
a
like
draw.
you don't like the draw, eh?
No, you don't.
Okay.
I'd have to be right to it.
Yeah.
What kind of weight here, Reid? Easy?
Yeah.
And what are you trying to hit?
It's like half.
Huh?
Looks like half.
Are you throwing the in?
Can throw the in, yeah. The end of the day, if I just graze this, it's great, right? Looks like in half a stone.
Yep.
In half a stone.
Yeah, I do like this shot. This will get rid of that
Easy?
stagger.
Yeah.
They're looking to get,
I'll get a little
move
here, not
their
crazy. Yeah.
yellow rock
Okay. I'll
behind
give you
the
a
red
tight
out of
right.
that way,
Yeah.
so they can get access to that red one. They could also split around their yellows, you know, by hitting the one the 12-foot, but I do like this call. This is a great option, and they can be seeing a lot of yellow just to one lonely red after this shot's over.
And what, you know, why not the draw and freeze around to the red one at the back of the 8-foot?
Yeah, their concern about that is that they have to freeze to the back, and then that's just going to leave a freeze back to fall them down for Team Pierce. And they want to really shut down the rings here. You know, the freeze is an okay call. I think this is a good opportunity, though, to really seal up a force or even a potential steal.
Hard!
And Derek Samagolski on this early to keep it straight.
Hard! 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 Hard!
Starting to fade on him.
Okay, good.
As they move some things around and split the house,
Good freak,
it's
Derek.
Team Carruthers sitting 2 as we get into the
Hair thicker.
Okay.
I
second
think it
shot.
might just be, yeah, we'll have a look at the overhead. Yeah, so
Nope,
it is
you're right.
just
Just
one. But it's a good result, like we talk about. They got rid of that stagger, so they do have access to that red one. They can play the come around bump with a out turn for the right-hander, or they do have a yellow run back.
Holy fuck. See about half of this back red.
Cody Johnson getting ready to throw his second shot
That's a good shot.
here in the 5th end at the Astec Safety Challenge presented by Wild Rose Pump and Compression. local company, been around in the curling scene for a long time, as they used to sponsor Kevin Martin
Yeah.
and Kevin Cooey back in the day.
Absolutely. You know, what a great company, right? That's really contributed to the game of curling so much. So, yeah. very
Rod
great.
Wild and Rini, huge supporters of curling.
Yes.
Not only on the world stage, on the Alberta stage, but also locally. So,
Yeah,
again,
of
thank you
course.
to Wild Rose Pump and Compression for your sponsorship here at the Astec Safety Curling Challenge.
Yeah, and a good shot here from Cody Johnston. He would have liked to have got that curling a little bit more. You could see again that outside sweeper trying to get it to carve in. Almost, you know, got that to curl and get that a little bit buried. So good result. They are sitting 2, and this is going to force Brad Jacobs to chase. And like you heard Brad Jacobs say as he's getting to the hack, trying to hit and roll. I believe he's trying to hit him roll in front of the other red counter, so he's trying to roll left as we're looking. Almost right back to where Reid Carruthers' broom is where he's trying to roll to.
Brad Jacobs steps into the hack for his first shot. For Team Carruthers,
Just knuckled, eh? Just like, I'm like, oh, wow. Oops. Clean.
guys with just a good clean here so far out of the hand.
Yep. Clean. Yep. Whoa. Clean.
This looks close on and off.
Yep. Hard.
Need this to clean.
Hard.
Curl over.
Yo.
Good shot from Brad Jacobs.
Yeah, and he won't be happy with that. It was very close. Just over curled slightly. You know, Team Pierce, you know, still will have a chance to sit 2.
He's not happy. I'd be ecstatic that I hit that wrong.
Yeah, we're just looking for contact for you, Kyle.
Yeah,
Hey,
absolutely. I have 2 weights,
Yeah.
hard and way too soft.
You know, that's okay. You know, we can work on that soft game for you one
I
day.
maybe should have been out there in that junior development camp. I probably would get worked by those young kids that were out there. There's just so much talent.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Team Pierce trying to find a way to earn their 2 here in the 5th end.
I don't think it's rolling 7/8.
Like across the face, right?
It's still not rolling far.
No? You don't think so, eh?
I think you're hitting like 2/3.
You know, you look around the facility. Obviously, upstairs here at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center has been packed all day. All day. Lots of people around. We've got the food and beverage open. Jim Armstrong from the exhibition is over here cooking food. Jim was a longtime chef over here at this facility and had the pleasure of working with him a long time ago. And having this, the curling club open, having the food and beverage going, band going tonight. It's great to be back in the facility and seeing it being used and vibrant and a part of this unbelievable event. But you look over to the M&P VIP lounge and things are starting to gravitate a little bit closer to the bar here.
It is popping over there, absolutely. And you can see a couple curlers in there. You can see Team McEwen, you know, Colton
Celebratory
Fosh,
drink.
Absolutely, after their big win. And that's the great part, again, about curling. You know, the curlers are just so accessible, and, you know, you can chat them up, you know, strike up a conversation, talk about their game, you know, pick their brains. And that's just a very cool part about our sport.
You know, I also see a former Alberta champion, mixed champion, Nola Zengel, sitting over there.
Yes, yeah.
Enjoying the curling with some of her friends at the event, and obviously a great curler in her own right on the female side. As we get ready for Brent Pierce's first shot here in the 5th end.
Yeah, and I believe he's looking to roll left as we're looking at the screen here, trying to get his shooter at least under cover so he doesn't leave a double here for Brad Jacobs. Big shot here for Brent Pierce to set up for this too.
Brent Pierce letting the shot go, handing it over.
Whoa! Curl! Whoa!
Looking for this to curl here.
Whoa! Yes! Whoa!
The roll.
Yeah, and that's
Solid shot.
It's a great shot. Yeah, very well executed by Brent Pierce. It's just, again, that nice control weight. Well managed by the sweepers. No panic there. Maybe a bit of panic by Brent Pierce. But, you know, again, they were listening to the third in the house, just staying low, keeping it clean.
Yeah,
Great
really
shot.
solid shot there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well played. As now Brad Jacobs gets ready to throw his final rock here in the fifth end.
Yeah, and he is looking for the run back double, just a little bit high on the yellow, and he will be throwing some heat here. Brad loves these kinds of shots. I expect him to be very close on this. It looks like it's just about 7/8 high side. It's a big shot.
Brad Jacobs with his final shot. Looking for the run back.
On and off, he's close.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hard round.
What a shot by Brad Jacobs. Trying to get that one out of the rings, but again,
Just not quite.
just not quite enough.
And we'll see if this yellow rock, you know, the one he was running in, if it is able, if Team Pierce is able to hit it. I believe it is open for a hit for two. We'll just see
On the
when-
replay here.
Remember we threw one out here earlier.
Yeah, so close. A little bit thinner, a little bit thicker. Yeah, and this is wide open for Team Pierce. Hit for two.
Now, again, this side of the ice hasn't been used much. Does that come into effect when you're looking at the last shot of the end? Big shot, trying to score two. Does that come into your mind?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they've got to think about this for sure. You know, it's a new part of the sheet. Likely going to get a little bit of curl here because it's going to be a little bit fresh. And they are not wanting to overthrow this. They're wanting to bring the sweepers into play. They're just throwing that solid bumper weight, you could hear him say. So looking probably for about 11 seconds, I would imagine.
So looking for a control weight here. Trying to push this Carruthers stone out for sit for two for Brent Pierce from New Westminster, British Columbia.
Yeah, big shot to get the deuce and this lead back. Huge second point for Brent Pierce.
Brent Pierce settling in for his final shot here in the fifth.
Yep.
Trying to hit and stick for two.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yes. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
On and off, he is
Clean.
close.
Clean.
now.
Curl. Good.
That's a great shot by Brent Pierce.
Great shot by Brent Pierce as he's hitting sticks for two here at the Astec Safety Challenge. At the end of the fifth end, we've got an interesting game as these teams have traded blows back and forth over the last four ends. Each team with two deuces in the last four ends as this game is going back and forth as we head into the all-important sixth end. Team Carruthers will have the hammer again. Important for them to game manage.
Yeah, absolutely. Team Carruthers needs to score in the sixth end here. They will not want to blank this end. They will want to score. Ideally, want to get two back. Before that, we'll recognize the sponsors here of the Astec Safety Challenge, presented by Wild Rose Pump and Compression with Strathcona Resources Limited, 1061 The Goat, L&L Oilfield, Velocity Truck Centers, Cooperators, Jason Arden and Associates, T-Bar 1, Click Before You Dig, Canadian Angus, Boundary Ford, the Lloydminster Curling Club, Lloydminster Agricultural Exhibition Association, RL Electric, Fountain Tire. Thank you, everyone, all of the generous sponsors for their support of this world-class event.
As well, we should probably take a second to recognize all of the fantastic volunteers. For any of you on the live stream, seeing anybody wearing those yellow shirts out there. Maybe not wearing the yellow shirts right now. It's a little chilly out there. But you know, it takes a lot of people to turn a world-class event on like this. The volunteers always step up here in Lloydminster, no matter what the event is, agriculture, cultural events, sporting events, obviously. And we're very thankful to all of those volunteers who are taking time out of their weekend to put on such an amazing showcase here at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center in the Astec Safety Challenge.
Right, yeah, this is a huge community effort to pull off an event like this. Wouldn't be possible without not just the sponsors, of course, like you said, all of the volunteers support the organizing committee. You know, they've put on such a great show thus far, and expect nothing but the best as we go through for the rest of the weekend here.
As we look at the scoreboards here, as we go through the lead shots here on our feature game, sheet number 5, but as we look over at sheet number 6, we've got a battle in the C event between Team Libis and Team Carl DeConnick Smith, local team here in Lloydminster. After 5 ends, it is 3-3. Team Libis has the hammer here in 6. As we look over to sheet 4, another feature match between Team Weeb and Team Kui. Again, still very low scoring, but Team Kui was able to force Team Weeb to take a single in the 6th and has the hammer in 7 with a 3-2 lead. On sheet number 3, we've got Team Sturmey versus Team Dunstone, which have had 3 blanks in a row, and 3, 4, and 5 all blanking. Team Sturmey with the hammer as Team Dunstone leads 2-1 after 5 ends. And on sheet number 2, another C event clash. Little local flavor as Team Schneider has a relation to Dr. Daryl Hanley, but at the end of 5, Team Schneider is holding the hammer in 6 with a lead of 3-2.
Clean.
Wow.
Clean. Line's good. Line's good.
Yeah, and a typical setup here for both teams. So far, the lead placement in this end is just perfect. You know, great corner guard by Connor Negavan, great setup by Lee Nicholas Ombach for Team Pierce. He has his rocks perfectly top 4 in a tight center guard. Connor Negavan now looking for the freeze.
Would you expect anything less from these guys?
No, yeah, they've just set it up perfectly this end. This is just a conventional setup and just perfectly executed by both leads.
Matthew McCready stepping in for his first shot.
Yeah, and this is really critical. He wants to get low on this freeze. If he's queued up high side or taps off, it's going to open the door for Team Carruthers. Really important to get these angles set up precisely early on in these ends. If he doesn't, you know, it'll open the door for Team Carruthers for a multiple point score.
Got a curl. Got a curl only.
No, just to it.
Curl. It's got a curl. It's got
Looking for this one to curl. Nicholas Umbach just digging in there.
Yeah, and again, just that little bit high side. That isn't what they were looking for. They were looking to get a little more curl there. Does open the door here for Team Carruthers to, you know, make a tap on the red. Get a little bit low. They're not looking to remove that shot red yet. That one on the bun, that one is helping them right now. They've got such a perfect yellow rock queued up there. They're just looking to get a little tap and roll.
Derek Senegalski here with his shots in the
It looks
6th.
like, I think that was a burnt. I think Connor Negavan burnt that rock.
Wow, let's get that on the replay. What happened?
Yeah, he burnt it, yeah.
Don't see that very often.
You don't, and you know, nobody feels worse than Connor right now, but you know, that happens. You know, these players are trying to get as tight to the rock as possible to get maximum impact, and sometimes, you know, that happens when, you know, you look up and you just lose place of where your broom is in relation to the rock, and yeah, unfortunate break there for Team Carruthers.
But opens the door for Team Pierce.
Don't want to bump this.
They are looking to force Carruthers into a single point here.
Similar. We split that pretty hard.
Matthew McCready stepping in for his second shot.
Yeah, and this is a key draw here to get this angle set up a little bit better for them right now. Team Carruthers does have the better angles currently in the house.
Top 4. Coming down. Top 4.
Going to find a way through a very tight port to get it to top 4.
Yeah, not bad. Like Brent Pierce said, it's not great.
Drilling down on the nose. Pretty much right on the nose.
And Team Carruthers here, Derek Somogalski is looking to do some cleanup. The forefoot area is getting very congested for Team Carruthers right now. He's looking for the run back and to get a lot of these reds going.
A granite mover.
Yeah, he can throw the speed.
Hard! Hard!
What a
Beautiful
shot.
shot, yeah.
Very nice.
Blows out 3 reds, opens up the top of the house.
Yeah, and you heard Brad say great throw.
I love seeing that.
And we're just
Fucking,
doing
I love bombs. Just love bombs.
a...
Your
You
favorite
can
shot?
hear
I guess
Brad Jacobs likes the big weight.
I think I got 89 for your last one, I think.
Adds some excitement to the game, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And Derek is one of the best at those big weight shots.
Absolutely. As we step into the third shots here, Cody Johnston for Team Pierce.
Yeah, and again, they're just looking to get that good angle freeze on this yellow.
Off right away.
Right off!
Yeah, you can hear the sweepers calling back 4, and he must be wide as well.
Brent Pierce is not happy with this one.
No.
Yep.
What made you say that, Kyle?
Well, Mr. Pierce and I had words earlier, so not overly happy right away, telling these guys to get off, hoping for it to curl in there a little bit.
Yeah, and yeah,
Feel like it's
just
kinda hard
not
to
a good
stick the
result.
shooter.
Yeah, it was just heavy and it bounced open too.
You want to come have a quick look? There's this shot, but I'm
That's
not
what I
sold on
was.
that.
That's what I was seeing to him roll in instead. Brad's called Reid down though for them to discuss because it's a really critical shot in this end. This is a really big opening if they can make something here to set up for their 2.
Let's listen in to what these 2 outstanding players are thinking.
And then it's kind of hard to stick the shooter, right?
Yeah.
It's not a gimme to stick. Because I just feel like that's going to be
But even if
pretty
I'm
buried.
yeah, that's fine though, right? Like
Yeah.
Okay, that's the shot then.
Just
7/8.
To hell with the shooter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's try to stick it. But
The hell with the shooter.
So
If I
they
end up
don't
being a
care
little
about
thin on
keeping
this,
their
it's
shooter
okay,
around.
rolling
I
out.
do
Where the
kind of
yellow will be
disagree.
okay.
I would like to see you
Trying to stick
keep
it,
your
though.
shooter around.
Smooth.
Like you heard Reid say, they are trying to stick their shooter around. They're trying to get both reds going. This is lined up, red, yellow, red.
It's the number 13 team in the world. You're disagreeing with this call.
Well, they do want to try and keep their shooter, but Brad was just saying to hell with the shooter. It is nice to keep, like, why would you not try and keep one more yellow in
Really
play?
hard.
Big shot here for Reid Carruthers.
Hard. Hard.
That's
Shooter
a
sticks
great
around.
Shot, yeah.
Reds push out.
Okay,
Team Carruthers sitting 2.
Yeah, and that was
Let me
nice.
get
You
going
know,
on the
he could have
fucking
even
rock over
rolled.
here. Shocker. Sorry, guys. Fuck.
good sweep.
What's that?
Now, Team Pierce
Touch thinner.
trying to figure out what their next shot is.
Yeah.
As they're trying to hold Team
Little
Carruthers to
thinner.
1.
I think you can make it without jamming it. I think so. You can.
Yeah, and you heard Reid. Touch thinner, of course, would have been perfect, but that was a great
Yeah,
shot. You
thinner
know,
is
like
real
we
good.
talked about, they want to keep the shooter around. Brad Jacobs wasn't worried about keeping the shooter, but that just is one more rock for Team Pierce to deal with. And, you know, Team Carruthers is well set up for 2 points here.
Close, but I think so.
I think they're trying the double. It's, you know, you might potentially have one of those jammers that we talked about earlier, Kyle, on the on the red in the back. So you do have to hit this precisely. You got to watch that, you know, the red in the forefoot, you know, when you're making this double does not just dead nut jam.
Cody Johnston stepping in for his second shot here in the 6th, all-important 6th round.
Precise double, and the sweepers are on this early.
The hit, the roll, and it veers off. Shooter out of play, doesn't get the double.
Good shot.
Are we going around the middle?
Sure. I would think so, boys. Like,
Reid Carruthers already down in the hack. Getting ready for his second shot here in the
speed's
6th
decent
end.
here, I think, eh? Okay.
Yeah, and you heard Reid ask about how the speed is. If it's decent, we'll get time to see if it's still held up. The sweepers seem to think that, you know, speed's still good. Big shot here for Reid to set up for this 2 and
Add a
put
hair
some
light.
pressure on.
Just a
Lead,
hair
yep.
light.
Room.
Line's good.
Line's good. Room.
Line's good.
Just for weight.
Line's good.
You got room. 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 Still
Got
room.
a curl.
Curl distance.
Got
Okay,
14-9.
distance,
Speed should be very
distance.
close.
Hard. Curl.
Need to drag this to the top.
Nice.
Great
Good eye,
shot by
guys.
Reid. Yeah,
Great
very
shot.
precise draw weight. And good patience and rock management from the sweepers.
job, boys.
They
Good
waited
job.
as long as they can so that could get maximum curl. Just a well-managed rock and a great team
Real good
shot.
throw
Good
around.
sweep, thanks.
Both of them.
It just goes to show you need a great mind in the
throwing a
watching
great
it coming
one.
down.
Thanks,
You need a
buddy.
good
Yeah.
shot, but you need great sweepers.
Little
4
better than
guys
yesterday.
contributing to a
Throwing
great
a
shot. And that's the name of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just the thrower
Giving-
making these
giving it
shots.
to
It's
the boys
all
is just
4
great.
curlers. You know,
It's
that's one of the
overthrowing
best
it a
parts about
little bit the
curling.
first
It's
day.
a huge team sport. It's not just one player, you know, doing everything. So well-managed team shot there.
He's ever a hair
Brent
off,
Pierce
you
stepping
gotta
in for his first shot here in the 6th end at the Astec Safety Challenge here in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan.
And he is giving the run back double a go. This is a very high degree of difficulty shot.
Whoa.
And he's wide early,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
looks like.
yeah,
They're trying to sweep so it doesn't jam on that back red. Watch out. Oh,
What's our call here?
Doesn't jam.
Tap that.
What's that?
I think we
Team
guard.
Carruthers sitting with 2.
We probably are, eh?
Yeah.
Shot 1, shot 2. There is the red one at the back of the 12-foot here.
yeah.
For Team Carruthers, what
So
now
same
what
ice
comes
as
into
your
play?
draw.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got a huge opportunity at a 3-ender here. They have total control of this end. They are setting up for a huge end here. I do like this call. They could
like a
potentially
4?
draw around the corner, you know,
4,
go
Reid?
top 8. But they are playing
4?
Yeah,
the
4!
guard, which I do like this call. If you do go into the rings here to sit the 3, you know, that's a pretty makeable butt double for Team Pierce, so I do like this. They're going to force Brent Pierce to a very difficult shot on his last to try and not concede more than 2.
You know, on Skip Stones, obviously, Skips don't throw a lot of guards. Is this a
No.
comfortable shot for Brad Jacobs?
You know, they're definitely tricky. I would say higher guards are probably even the trickier shots for skips because, you know, this isn't a huge adjustment. Skips are always throwing, you know, top
Clean.
8-foot kind of weight for their
think it is.
sweepers, so he
Line's
just has to
good.
throw a few feet less.
Clean.
He should be, I expect him to be close here.
Brad Jacobs' first shot
Clean.
for Team
Yeah,
Carruthers.
distance.
Distance.
Curl distance.
Curl
Looking to get
distance.
this close to the center line.
Keep going.
You can see
Hard.
Connor swung around to get this to curl.
Hard. Good sweep.
And I think that's pretty good.
That's good. Yeah,
I'm not sure. He might be showing it a piece.
Shot.
Not much.
There's a good view. Yeah,
Not much.
not much at all.
Good
He
sweep,
can
Con.
maybe see just a sliver. But I think that's all he has, to be honest.
I think he can kill
The
one,
run
but
back
I
is
can't see him
extremely
killing them
difficult. It's the wrong color.
You know, we should give a shout out to our production team. Great job here by
job,
our
boys.
entire back end crew and the work they're doing. Some of the angles we're getting here.
Absolutely. Yeah, the graphics and everything. Yeah, it's just
Being able to provide everybody online an opportunity to be a part of this unbelievable event. The first annual Astec Safety Challenge here in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan. You know, I know there's some people that are a little frustrated with the fact that we can't show all the games, but unfortunately TSN didn't
TSN
show
cannot
up.
show all that.
So
And, you know, that's the same with any event, right? You know, you have a couple feature games typically, right? The major networks. And, you know, there's a lot of opportunity, of course. You know, we have great volunteers who are keeping the live scores updated on a website. And, you know, there's always updates on the Astec Safety Challenge Facebook page. So even if, you know, one of the games that you're hoping to watch isn't being live streamed, you know, there's lots of updates, and, you know, there's still lots of games to come throughout the rest of the weekend. So the action is super exciting, and this is a huge shot, though, for Brent Pierce. He is playing the run back against, you know, if he misses this, he will be giving up 3. Big shot.
Last rock here for Brent Pierce here in end number 6. Needs the run back here.
Oh.
He's going to jam.
Oh, yeah, tough break. Yeah.
Real quickly here, Brad Jacobs and Reid Carruthers are trying to get ready for an opportunity at 3 here in end number 6.
Yeah, and this has just been a really well-played end by Team Carruthers. They've just had their rocks in perfect placements, and Team Pierce has just been slightly off making half shots, and Team Carruthers has taken full advantage, and this is a well-deserved 3 points.
As Brad Jacobs settles in to the hack for his final shot here in the 6th end. Just needs to get this in the house for 3.
I don't think you can hurt it. I don't think
Line's
you can
good.
Hurt it. I don't think you can hurt that. I think you can sweep it.
Line's good.
You're a little wider. Room.
Line's good.
Easy.
Brad Jacobs.
No backing.
Sweepers just cleaning it in. Right
Needing
off now.
this to find the house.
Yeah, and I got 14-9. It's just beautiful speed.
Yeah.
14-9 it is as Team Carruthers finds a way to make 3 here in the 6th end. It is a 7-5 game. Team Carruthers over Team Pierce as we head to 7. We're going to take a break as we get a message from our sponsors here at the Astec Safety Classic in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan.
Astec Safety. This must be the place, boys.
Huh. This is about right. Looks like this is where the engineers hang out. Nice spot.
Here's something else that's cool under pressure.
Great tour, but where's our man Brent?
I don't know. All right, normally he's bailing me out. Roll reversal, baby, there he is. Rescue mode.
Putting out fires for these guys already.
And we're back for the
I thought it would go further than
7th
what it
end
did.
here at the Astec Safety Challenge.
Whereas, like, coming
as
home,
I've been
you
reminded
guys
that
got
I
that
was
there for me.
not that bright again.
Slower.
Yeah.
Slower.
And again, I guess I'm probably going to get told not to quit my day job.
Yeah.
For those of you tuning in, we thank you for taking the time
Like,
to join us this
you guys-
Friday
when you
afternoon,
guys
now
did this one there
evening,
for me,
as we
I
are
thought
in
I
a
threw
heck
like
of a
the same
battle.
weight when I played
Team
last
Carruthers
end before.
leading 7-5 over
When I
Team
threw
Pierce
the
as we get
top
started
8 rock.
here in the 7th. As we look across the scoreboard on sheet number 6, Team Libis is leading Team Carl DeConnick-Smith 4-3 as they
pretty
play
high.
in the 7th end. Team
Still like
DeConnick-Smith
this.
does have hammer there.
I still
The
think
other
we do,
Stream
guys.
Link game right now being played on sheet number 4 as former Olympian, Canadian champion Kevin Cooey is leading 4-2 over Team Weeb
Yeah.
as they are playing
So
the
where's
8th end.
ideal then?
They're actually playing pretty quick.
They are.
They are in the 8th end as Team Cooey is leading 4-2, but does not have the hammer here.
You like the out turn?
On sheet number 3, Team Dunstone and Team Sturmey. They've been going back and forth as they blanked 3 ends in a row, but Team Sturmey was able to find a way to get 2 in the 6th end, and they're leading 3-2 as they're playing in the 7th end as Matt Dunstone just fired his first rock. And over on sheet number 2 in the battle of an elimination game, as Catlin Schneider and his team from British Columbia are leading 5-2 as they're playing in the 7th end. But Team Parent will have the hammer here in 7, a very important 7th end over on that sheet. And again, once again in our game, Team Carruthers sitting with a 7-5 lead after making 3 in the 6th. What do we see now here in 7 is Pierce must score.
Yeah, Team Pierce is going to go really hard for a multiple score here. They need to generate some offense in this end. And, you know, Team Carruthers, they're going to be blasting rocks. You know, they're going to try and hold Team Pierce to 1. And again, you know, classic setup here for Team Carruthers. They've got good rock placement. When you're up a couple points, as Team Carruthers is, you want both those front end rocks in the rings. And Team Pierce is throwing a couple corner guards, trying to generate some of that
let's
offense.
See where this goes.
You know, as we go into draw 7, and some of these teams are now into their 3rd. Some guys going into their 4th game here in the tournament.
You're going here.
You know, you see some of the guys wearing some different compression
bandages
and that kind of stuff. Does you start to feel some fatigue as you move into this part of the event?
I would say you would, right? You know, but, you know, a lot of adrenaline and, you know, rehab. These are top players, and, you know, they know how to manage their bodies, and, you know, they've played, you know, all year so far. They're not, you know, it's not their first event or 2 of the season. You know, they have, you know, strategies for stretching, physio, all that stuff.
Whoa!
So they'll be able to manage, you know, any little niggling pains and injuries to get through to the weekend. And, you know, that won't be a problem, I don't think, complain about, you know, being sore, you know, tired, because this is such a big event, you know, adrenaline and, you know, the desire to win these big games is going to kick in.
5-guard in.
You have time to be sore and, you know, go to the chiropractor and physio during the week when you're not curling.
Well, hey, and they've also, thanks to some of our local massage therapists, they are getting some treatment here at the Astec Safety Challenge.
Yeah.
Second shots here, Matthew McCready stepping in for Team Pierce.
You just stuck it in the rings.
Wow.
Whoa! Girl!
And for the run back, takes out one of those Carruthers rocks that was sitting in the 8-foot.
An interesting update just to share on sheet 3 in a big
really
B-side game, Team Dunstone versus Team Sturmey. Team Dunstone had an open shot for one. He didn't want to be tied without hammer going into the 8th end, so he elected to give up a steal to be down 2, and he jammed, so he might have given up a steal or 2. An interesting call by Matt Dunstone.
Do you like something
else?
I like
guard in this end.
As the sticks out as they're measuring to see if that biter is biting. And is it biting? It's out.
What's that?
Yeah,
like the guard.
A steal of 1.
So a steal of 1 for Team Sturmey. Going into the 8th, putting some pressure on Matt Dunstone, who's shown some aggression here over the last couple days. We've seen a few swings.
Absolutely,
it's
yes,
pocket, right?
And they're down 4-2 with, so that'll be an interesting finish on that one.
We'll keep an eye open.
Guard. I just feel like if you
but at the end of the day, obviously, our feature match here in 7, we've got Team Carruthers leading 7-5 over Team Pierce.
Like a third of this.
And it looks
Should be
as though
close.
Yeah, and they're eyeing up the double peel here with Derek Semigalski, and we saw that last end. He made that beautiful triple. These are, you know, one of his specialties, so I expect him to be very close on this double peel, and this will go a long way to helping them force Team Pierce in this end.
All right. Derek Semigalski stepping into the hack. High weight. Looking for the double peel.
Real hard!
Connor Nagelman on this early. Oh, and that was a slight miss. Didn't want to get rid of his yellow. The red is out, they've said.
95.
I thought you threw that good, Derek. I thought it would float back a bit, but.
You heard Brad say to Derek that, you know, he did like the throw, so yeah, just curled on him.
10, 4.
I do like this call for Team Pierce with their second Matthew McCready. They're throwing another corner guard. The guard they have is just currently so high, so nice to throw a tighter one where you can get one buried and Team Carruthers can't chase it. Oh, and he must have got this going. They're yelling hard line right away. He's
Pretty high.
light and tight.
Just over, guys. Just over.
Needing that to get over the hog line now.
Yeah. And I don't think he's over.
Okay, tough shot. Yeah.
We'll move on.
Yes, yeah.
We'll move on.
Do we
We've
peel
seen a couple
that or
weird
do we
things
peel
so far
that?
in this game.
We have, yeah, that is a very unfortunate miss from Matthew
Rip
McCready.
one.
Top one.
We had the burn a couple ends ago.
We did, yeah. And, yeah, uncharacteristic. You know, not the first time, you know, we've seen a hogged rock, you know, on a streaming game before, a televised game. So those things do happen. But, you know, again, advantage here to Team Carruthers. They're just going to peel this last guard, and Team Pierce is not going to have a chance to score multiple points this end.
Good sweep, Con.
Absolutely not. So now for Team Pierce, obviously, you've got 4 rocks remaining. You're down 7-5. How do you create any offense here?
I think they're going to try guard, you know, at least one more time. They can try and draw around that rock. The problem is that red guard that they have that's just short of the rings is so tight. There would be an easy double left for Reid Carruthers. But Brent has called the draw here. I do like this. I wouldn't mind seeing them throw one more guard.
Cody Johnston settling in here for his
Looks heavy.
draw.
Looks through. Looks through.
Oh, and that's not what you want to hear. Looks through. I did get a very fast time. I got 13.5. That should be very heavy. Brad Jacobs is going to encourage this out of the rings. Yeah, that's a big miss.
Skipper's not happy with that one.
No, and they're going to peel that last remaining guard. And, yeah, you know, Brent Pierce, you know, they'll take the blank away, I think, from this end, you know, barring, you know, a misses from the last rock throwers.
Obviously, Brad Jacobs want to make sure he doesn't leave anything hanging here.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Real hard.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yep.
Hard. Fuck. Okay.
You hear from Reid, not overly happy with that one.
Yeah.
Didn't want to leave that rock
Sorry,
out there.
guys. Good sweep, Con.
Now, a very weird part of the ice. We don't see a lot of play over in the 12-foot that close.
Yeah, those are very difficult takeouts out on the wings like that. You know, the ice is a little bit unpredictable. I think that was just a bad throw from Reid. He was just tight because they called it right out of his hand.
Is that a usable rock for Team Pierce?
I think it is. Like, they're going to try use it. It's not great because it's a yellow rock and it's so far over. It's hard to bury, and even if they do, Brad Jacobs is going to have a run back here.
Still looks heavy. Still looks heavy to me. Still looks heavy to me.
Yeah, I got a better time, 14.4.
14.4 on that one as this is really starting to move. Trying to get it as buried as they possibly can over there in the 12-foot.
I mean, we could just rip that.
Pierce.
Yeah.
I mean, like, or we're just trying this.
Yeah, or you use the sweepers too.
Yeah. So, are you like? Do you like easy?
Yeah, easy or bump.
Brad Jacobs and Reid Carruthers.
Easy weight.
Yeah, and they're calling easy weight, and what this team means when they say easy is, again, just that nice control weight. So like 10.5 seconds.
Easy, brah.
We'll get a time, so exactly if they know what they're referring to by easy weight, we'll get a hog to hog on this for you guys.
Brad Jacobs is settling into the hack here for his first shot for Team Carruthers here in the 7th end.
Yep. Yep. Hard. 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 Hard.
Hit the roll.
Yeah, nice throw by Brad. I did get
Sorry,
10.5 seconds there, so that's exactly that easy weight that they're talking about. It was a nice throw.
All right, Brent Pierce getting ready for his first. Obviously looking for a little bit of a hit and roll, trying to get back to the middle of the ice.
Yeah, what he doesn't want to do really is nose it. He doesn't want to leave Brad an opportunity to hit and roll behind that yellow, because he will take the chance, and then Brent Pierce will not have a chance to blank. So yeah, he will try and roll open it exactly.
That dreaded word, the blank.
I know, and we haven't had any blanks in our game. There's been lots of offense and lots of great shots made. The blank is, the best result here at this point for Team Pierce.
Yep.
I don't think they're going to try and hit and roll buried behind that yellow rock. I think they are rolling open, but we'll see.
Brent Pierce stepping in for his first shot here in the 7th end. Looking for the open hit and roll.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. Curl.
Looking for this to curl a little bit. Hit her right on the nose. Going to leave that opportunity for Brad Jacobs to possibly hit and roll under cover.
Yeah, and he will go for this to prevent Brent Pierce from making the blank attempt. We do have an update on sheet 6. There was an unfortunate steal of 2 for Team Libis. Unfortunate for the home team, Team Taconic Smith. They are down 3 coming home. They're down 6-3 with Hammer.
Young team out of Alberta, Team Libis. And again, lots of young talent. Cool to see the young talent here.
Yeah, very talented young teams here, especially from Alberta. And a lot of these teams will be in the Alberta Provincial Championship, so they are getting fine-tuned for those playdowns, and there's nothing like it playing on this great ice against these great teams.
Whoa!
Brad Jacobs here
Whoa!
with his final rock for Team Carruthers. Looking for the hit and roll behind a little bit of cover over the 12-foot.
Curl! Roll it! Curl! Curl! Roll! Any roll! Any roll! Go! 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 Okay.
Just about almost got that totally buried. A nice throw by Brad Jacobs and a good effort by the team. You can see Connor Negavan sweeping this to get the curl. And so close.
All right, Brent Pierce.
And this is a straightforward shot, but an important shot. He needs to make this blank attempt. Wants to make sure he makes contact, rolls his shooter completely out of the rings.
Now, for those of you at home, these guys make these shots look easy.
They do, and they are not easy. Especially you can see what amount he has to hit. He has to hit, throw some big weight, more than normal takeout weight, and he has to roll his shooter all the way out of the rings. So he has to go all the way across the house. So it's not as straightforward as it looks.
Brent Pierce with the final rock in the 7th end. Looking for the blank, the hit and roll.
Calling the curl.
And he gets it. A thin.
Hold your
breath.
Yeah.
Hold your breath. But Team Pierce gets the blank in 7 as we head to the home end. 7-5, Team Carruthers. For going into the 8th, Team Pierce will have the hammer. Need to find a way to make a deuce or a 3 for the win. While we do that, we'll take a chance to thank our sponsors here at the Astec Safety Challenge. Bandit Energy, Bexon Construction, Synergy Credit Union, T-Bar 1, Border Inn and Suites, the partner hotel for the event, Cooperators, Jason Arden and Associates,
this way's good.
L&L Oilfield,
Especially you're playing out.
Boundary Ford, Canadian Angus, Lloydminster Agriculture Exhibition, the Lloydminster Curling Club, Click Before You Dig, R&L Electric, Fountain Tire, XL Energy, The Tent Guys, Industrial Scientific, Musgrave Agencies, and of course Wild Rose. Wild Rose.
Wild Rose Pump and Compression.
Pump
yeah.
and Compression, the presenting sponsor of the event
line's
here in
perfect.
Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan.
Line's good.
As we
I
get
got
this
your back here, Kyle.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, it's been a fun day here.
Absolutely, and we've
Got a
had a
little bit of
great
room.
game. You know,
Okay.
there was that big 3-ender by Team Carruthers to break it open in the 6th end.
Good.
But
Job, Con.
Team Pierce is only down 2, and with the 5-rock rule, a deuce is not of the question here. And their deuces have been wild in this game. We've had 4 of them so far this game, so I expect Team Pierce to have a good end set up here and challenge for a big 2-ender. Or possibly more.
Possibly more. They need more to take this game. Obviously, wanting to stay in the B event. A little bit of an easier schedule to get to the playoffs. But if you don't win, doesn't mean you're out. You still have another opportunity to keep yourself alive and get yourself into that final playdowns. As these teams are looking to earn some money as they're playing for $100,000 here this weekend.
Yeah, and that's a huge miss by the lead. Nicholas Umbach going into the rings that needed to be up front of that corner guard. This will hurt the chances for Team Pierce to generate a multi-point end. And that's, you know, we were talking about earlier, taking those lead rocks for granted. You know, those guards are usually automatic, and when they're in the rings, you know, really affects the setup and, you know, complexion of an end.
As the Team Carruthers goes for the peel, wanting to keep things quite clean. As they get the hit
And there's some laughs there. I think it's a laugh because Connor doesn't throw those peels very often, and maybe a little bit of an interesting delivery.
As the boys have a bit of a chuckle there on the way back.
Yeah, they're having fun out there.
Yeah.
The second shot for Nicholas Umbach here in the 8th end, looking for that corner guard.
Yeah, and I expect he will give this one to his sweepers to make up for that last one. And a nice recovery.
Top 4. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there ever a shot that's too high?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to throw another one, right?
That's okay, because like Brad Jacobs just said, he's
are we
going to
sure
throw a
about that?
second corner guard around that high one. That one is too
go
high
here,
to
he throws another one
to draw around currently. They're going to need to throw a second around. But sometimes those two corner guards can be dangerous. It's just more extra cover for your rocks. So it's a pretty good guard, to be honest. It's a good result.
So Brad Jacobs
Fight
calling,
the fourth, full 8.
wanting to get full 8.
Hey, good or hard? Good or hard? Just
Mine's
clean.
good. Just for weight.
Just clean. Weight's good. Weight's good. You're hot.
Do it.
Just short.
Okay, here, clean. Yep, line.
Yep. Weight's real good.
Whoa.
Cleaning this one in here.
Yep.
Weight's looking good.
Whoa.
It's perfect.
It's all about the line.
Yeah.
Shot.
Nice shot by Derek Somogalski. He has had a great game, Derek.
Job,
He's
Rob.
been really one of the standout players on
Shot.
Team Carruthers.
It's good. Job, man.
Well, we can't go to the
This
T line
game.
because then we peel, then he freezes.
Yeah, some big high hits, some good draws.
Yeah,
Derek's definitely had a fantastic game here
Have a double.
at the Astec Safety Challenge. As Matthew McCready steps in.
Yeah, and he's going to need to make this guard nice and tight, make it usable. They want to be fully buried around that high guard.
Lots of room right now.
Skipper saying he's got a lot of room, hoping to get this right on the It's Time promotion logo. Trying to get it there. Good sweep there by the guys as they get this one as a very usable guard going forward.
Yeah, they want to get a little bit more buried because this is the more usable of the two guards, of course, the tighter one. So Derek is going to try peel this tight one. They're not going to go for the double peel because it's so difficult. Just the single.
Not wasting any time.
Clean. Yep.
Taking this guard out of play, trying to keep things nice and
Whoa,
clean.
whoa. It's okay.
The rub on the top guard.
And that's, you know, he just didn't want to fly by everything. At least he removed one of the guards, but was not the objective of that shot. He wanted to get rid of that tighter, more usable corner guard.
Now Team Pierce. Looks like he's going to get aggressive.
Absolutely, yep. He is going to go right into the rings. It looks like he's going to take advantage of that nice guard by Matthew McCready. Matthew just threw this path on his first, so I expect him to be close.
Matthew McCready with his second rock, final rock of the game. So he's looking to bring this one into the full 4-foot.
Yeah, and an update on the other feature game on Team 4. It is Team Kui that came out with the win. So they do advance to a B qualifier tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Kevin Kui versus Team Yannick Schwaller from Switzerland. Of course, their feature game, Team Pierce versus Team Carruthers, the winner of this game will advance to a B qualifier also tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And it doesn't get any easier for the winner. They play the top team in the world, Joel Returnez.
Wow. Wow. Yes, and Returnez had a tough one this afternoon against Brad Gushu. The first time they played all year.
Yes.
And Brad Gushu got the better of him.
And just in 4 ends. It was very surprising to see that result, but sometimes games can go that way. You can have a rough day at the office. I fully expect Returnez to bounce back tomorrow, though. They've just been so good this year. It would be surprising to not see
3 Grand Slam wins for them this year?
3 Grand Slams. They've won every Grand Slam that's been played this season.
Thanks.
They've just been on fire.
Cody Johnston stepping in.
And it's going to be Cam Mouse for a little while here. I expect that, you know, Team Pierce will keep throwing corner guards. Team Carruthers will keep peeling for a while. I think, you know, they might finally change gears, maybe on the third's last rocks or skips first. But they're going to delay another play in the rings for a while. They're going to keep throwing that guard. I fully expect Team Carruthers to keep on peeling.
Looking for the guard, trying to put it right back on the It's Time Promotions logo here on sheet 5. Sweepers trying to get this one there. And get some coverage on that red rock just inside the 8-foot.
Very nice guard by Cody Johnston. And yeah, as expected, they are playing the peel.
Reid Carruthers. Throwing his last rock of the game.
Curl, Derek. Curl. Good.
That's the hit and roll, keeping things clean, opening up the house. Obviously, Team Carruthers sitting with 2. And Brent Pierce has now finally got to make a decision. Is he going to come in and make these move?
Yeah. It's kind of, you know, splitting hairs here, Kyle. You know, you could throw one more guard, to be honest. I do think if they threw one more guard, I still think Brad would still play the peel. What you don't want to do with coming in too early is set up a double, and then you have no chance at a 2. I don't mind this call. You have to make it perfectly. They're looking at a tap freeze. Oh, they've changed. They initially called tap freeze. Now they're looking, I think, at a hit and roll, trying to roll to the right as we're looking.
Trying to make sure they get as much separation as possible.
Absolutely. Even if they don't get that both yellows of the rings, which I don't think they are, they're just trying to play the hit and roll to get max separation, as you said.
Whoa. Roll it.
Good shot.
Yeah, and they don't completely remove the yellow, which is just fine. They are staying 2. It was a great shot. And like you said, got maximum separation.
Control.
Now we've got a mess on sheet number 3.
We do. There are a bunch of rocks,
And then,
you
I don't
know,
know,
for
like,
those who
Brendan
can't
knows
see
that.
it. Team Dunstone versus Team
We will
Sturmey.
have a
Team
double.
Dunstone is sitting 3 and is down 4-2. They have hammer against Team Sturmey.
Brad Jacobs settling in for his first rock in the 8th end.
Yeah, lots of exciting finishes as we come down to the wire in this draw. All big, important games.
Where's Vic Roeder when you need him?
I know, right? Yeah.
Guess
Whoa. Clean.
guess we're replacing him.
Curl.
Absolutely.
Curl. Hard, Derek.
Looking for the peel here.
Nice shot by Brad Jacobs. It was important that he stick around there. He wanted to nose, you know, if Brent Pierce noses on this next one, Brad will take a crack at the double. And this is a good call. Brent Pierce, sorry, is looking at just freezing. It's just a replay of that nice nose hit by Team Jacobs.
Can he still find his 2 here?
Yeah, absolutely. There's still a good chance. I do like what he's talking about. We'll listen in to Pierce and their team here. They're looking at just freezing, which I do like that call.
Yeah, you're right. He might not. Yeah, he's got the balls to go across his face with that, though. Yeah, he might. I mean, I think right here is pretty good, right? No?
We're on sheet 6. Team Carl DeConnick Smith. 3 down, coming home right now, facing a, in my opinion, looks like a double, maybe a triple takeout over there. Trying to find a way to get 3 over there to extend that game.
Yeah.
We'll keep you updated as everyone is coming home here in 8. And hard to believe, but Kevin Cooey's team, they're done.
They were done, and they would have been done first if only, you know, of course, Team McEwen hadn't, you know, kind of dominated Team Armstrong there after 4 ends. But, yeah, very quick finishers.
I wonder if they were able to find Vern Falshear over there in the VIP lounge. I got a hunch you'll probably find him over there by that stand. Oh, nope, Vern's down at the other end, but he's still standing. Still standing down at the end there. Taking in the action down at the end of the MNP, the VIP section here
Yeah,
at
and
the
you
Lloydminster
don't
Golf
want
and
to
Curling
miss
Center.
it. There are a ton of exciting finishes here. These games are all going down to last rock. And we do have a loss for Team DeConnick Smith. That will end their week here at the Astec Safety Challenge. They lose 6-3 to Team Libis, and Team Libis does advance on in the Seaside. Meanwhile, on our feature game, of course, huge, very important draw here for Team Brent Pierce to sit 2, try tie up this game and send it to an extra end.
Whoa!
And the sweepers are right off of it.
And not what Brent Pierce was looking for.
Yeah, we'll have a look at the, there's a look at the replay of it coming in. Reid Carruthers trying to urge this rock out, and it just grinds in. We'll have a look at the overhead here and see
At the end of the day, if you know
if there's a double.
Because you're shot and he has to roll.
Yeah, it's another replay.
Yeah, that's the play.
Yeah, I don't believe there's a double on that. I believe the red would jam. But I'm not, you know, Brad might be giving this a go and still playing this with high weight. I think the likely call is him playing the hen roll here off that red and try and force Brent Pierce into a very difficult shot for 2.
Down to the final shots. Brad Jacobs for Team Carruthers. Trying to get the hit and roll. Coming at it with some weight.
Curl!
And Carl Negavan is on this
Hard
early,
con!
trying to
Hard
get to
con!
curl.
Ah, shoot.
And get the head.
Yeah, and that is a miss, yeah.
Brent Pierce is going to get his opportunity at 2. And to extend the game to a 9th end, an extra end. I can't believe they're going to put us to work.
Yeah, we get overtime. Yeah, it was a well played end though by Team Brent Pierce. You know, they set up this end well for the deuce. Besides their lead, bringing in that rock into the top 12, they recovered well, making a couple nice guards, and then that beautiful come around the corner. So this is a well-deserved 2 points. And Team Carruthers just slightly miscued on a couple of those hits to allow for this opportunity.
And for those of you who are watching, Brent Pierce getting ready for his final shot.
And he is playing similar path. Just needs full 8.
Looking for 2 here in the 8th end at the Astec Safety Challenge.
Yeah, sweepers are on and off here.
Good.
And he will make that shot. That is a score of 2 for Brent Pierce, and we are definitely going to an extra end here at the Astec Safety Challenge in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan. We'll take a quick minute for a commercial break so we can thank our sponsors.
Hi there. I'm Joseph Rosenberg, the Contact Center Manager for Utility Safety Partners, and we're very proud to be a sponsor of the Astec Safety Challenge. Now, when you're competing in a bonspiel, you gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried and plan each shot. And in life, when you've gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried, well, you have to plan, and that plan needs to involve utility safety partners. When bumping that object in front of you is not an option.
And we're back for extra ends here on sheet number 5, feature game, game 30. Team Brent Pierce just made 2 in the 8th end, and now tied up with Team Carruthers as the guys get set up to put on a show for the fans. They're going to throw it back this way again. So over on sheet number 3, as the ladies beside us are able to get the cameras working, so we're able to show a little extra action between Matt Dunstone and Team Sturmey. Matt Dunstone with the final rock over there. If you want to hear some really good commentating, probably should shift to that stream. But obviously a big shot over on sheet 3 coming.
And he's got, he's playing a draw for 2. We do also have another final on sheet 2. It was Team Schneider who pulled off the win against Team Ryan Parent, 6-4. So Team Parent eliminated, and Team Schneider moves on the C event.
Absolutely. And the shots, lead shots here in the extra end for Team Pierce. Nicholas Umbach.
Clean. Stick it.
Yeah, and Team Pierce will be leaving every rock they can in play here, doing everything they can to steal, of course. Obviously, Team Carruthers, the complete opposite. They will be playing a bunch of missiles, trying to clear up that center for Brad Jacobs for his last rock.
We love the high weight.
Absolutely.
And over on sheet 3, Matt Dunstone with the draw. And the ladies are going to keep working as he gets his 2. And they're going to go to an extra end.
Overtime premiums for the commentators in this evening.
I think there is. There's got to be a premium somewhere for these extra ends. It's got to be... maybe it's dinner. I'm not sure.
Maybe it's dinner, yeah.
Maybe it's a sit-down with Ben Hebert.
Oh, yes.
Maybe Ben Hebert might pop up.
Absolutely, yeah.
Give us a little bit of fun.
Oh, yeah, there's Brendan Botcher, who's joining his wife, Bobby, is commentating on the other stream.
Yeah, he's got to make sure she's in check.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
No bad words. But she's got wine.
She's got wine, yes, that's true.
We didn't get wine.
I know.
Guess we're not good looking enough. Oh, well, back to the action. This is what we're trying to pretend like we're good at. And as Nicholas Umbach gets in there for his second shot.
Yeah, so they are going to look for the high guard here with Nicholas Umbach.
Wants to get on the center line, right? Wants to get in that no-trip zone?
Absolutely, yes. They want to be as high as possible, but also on the center line, and these are very precise. The problem with where that one landed up is it's just a little tighter than what they would have wanted. This will allow for a double peel later on in the end.
But they can't remove it right now. Right?
They cannot. Yeah, they could. I do believe that is off the center line, so they technically could play the tick.
Yep.
But they are. Connor just played this draw, so they are going to put another draw in play.
Close.
Got room. Room. Line's good. Line's good.
Going to bring this right on top of the one in the 4 foot.
Got room. Curl.
Yeah,
distance.
and sweepers are on this. It looks good. They're trying to drag it.
Hard, Brown. Hard. More,
About
Derek.
15-3. Definitely smidge late.
Okay, good spot.
Good shot there.
Yeah,
Good
and very
spot.
nice setup by Connor Negevin. You know, that's exactly where he wants those rocks, in front of the tee line in a nice control zone. He would have wanted maybe a little more curl, if anything, but those are very usable rocks for Team Carruthers.
Once again, we want to mention to anybody out there in Lloydminster tonight that if you're looking for something fun to do, 9 o'clock tonight, there is a social and a band kicking off here at the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Center. It's open to the public after 9 p.m. tonight. Come down, take in some of the action and the great venue here in Lloydminster if you're looking for something to do. Also, if you're looking for the family friend zone over at the Lloydminster exhibition, some of the players are going to stop over there, so if you're looking for autographs and pictures, great opportunity to meet some of these guys and an opportunity for your whole family to take in the adventures over there. But again, back to the action as we're in extra ends here in the B event between Team Pierce and Team Carruthers.
Yeah, and you can hear the exuberance of Brent Pierce here. He knows the line is tight. The sweepers do not want to go because it's heavy and just gets by, but this is a rocket. Brad Jacobs is going to try and sweep that right to the back. And it looks like Team Carruthers is sitting too yellow.
Like, this looks like it's jamming, eh? Like,
missed opportunity there for Matthew
peeling
McCready.
one? What's that?
Even short there would have been the
Just
miss.
peel the one.
Kyle, you didn't want to be deep. You know, you want to keep those rocks in usable positions that you can promote. So that was the wrong way to miss that shot.
Now is Skip Jacobs, is he calling for the double here or just a single peel?
He has called just for the single peel, and I do like that just because there is one, again, those jammers that we talk about again. He does not want to drive that one of those reds onto those yellows, so the single peel is fine just for now.
Okay. Now, Brent Pierce obviously needs to steal.
Yeah, and I don't like this call, to be honest. I'll be frank here. I think they need to throw guard and delay coming into the rings.
Yeah.
I think it's too early in the end for them to be coming in top four, top button. But we'll see. You know, of course, if he makes it perfect, it'll be a good shot. But we'll, you know, give a lot of opportunities for Derek. We've seen how good Derek Samagulski is at those run backs. So we'll give him an opportunity to make one of these good.
Second shot for Matthew McCready as he's trying to bring this in.
Just get it here.
Looking to
Line's good. Line's good. Get it here. Get here.
get this right in on the top of that one and get it touching.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot, but again, the problem is it leaves two run back options for Team Carruthers. They can play the red run back or the yellow run back.
Do you go at it right now, trying to keep it clean and get as many red rocks out of there?
Try this, right?
No. The red.
Absolutely, yeah.
I like the red.
Yeah, I do like the call that they're lining up the reds. And just like what Reid Carruthers said, he's such a good, you know, knowledgeable of the game. He's a coach for Team Kerry Anderson. He's saying even if you make the peel on the red, that's fine.
Let's make it.
And peel is okay.
And there you heard the same comment from Brad Jacobs.
Stick 3/4.
All right. If you ever wanted anyone throwing high heat, this is the guy.
This is the guy. Derek has just been, particularly in this game, he has been making these beautifully. I expect him to be close on this. Big shot here for Derek Samagulski. This can be an end changer.
Derek Semigalski coming in with his second.
He is close.
1, 2,
What a shot.
everything goes.
Beautiful shot by Derek Semigalski.
Shot.
Should have had him on it.
And you can hear how perfectionist they are. Should have had him on it. They want to just a hair thinner.
Yeah, great shot though as he moves some rocks around, gets some out of play.
And like we said, Kyle, that was the problem with Pierce coming in so early. You know, now they don't have a guard on the center line anymore, so Brad is going to have a reasonable shot to win this game.
Team Pierce looking like we're going to get another draw, trying to get it in behind the yellows here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trying to get something buried, trying to get something going here in the extra end.
Yeah.
Where? Rib. Curl.
Rock's starting to go now. Lots of sweeping here to get it and carry it.
Yeah, Matthew McCready.
Are they going to get it buried?
Side.
That's the question here.
Yeah, trying to get to.
They do. Good shot
Make them both?
by Matthew McCready.
Can I make them both go?
Yeah, it's pretty good,
Like
right?
yellow?
Little too deep, and then, you know, didn't quite get totally
either
buried.
double
But
peel
good
or just,
result.
I was saying hit
Stop.
the ribs.
So currently sitting 1, but again, with that being
If
down
we're
below
playing
the
this
T
shot,
line.
we got to be careful. 'cause you
Obviously,
can be
yeah.
Well, I was
the
thinking
center
the
line.
double peel.
Huh?
The double peel high.
Yep.
We better listen
So,
to the pros
to
here.
me, this
They know
looks
what
like
they're
the
doing.
intern
We don't.
getting this, and if I whisker the top
Yeah,
one,
and I
it's
like
okay.
that Brad called to read it
Intern
down to
getting
talk
this?
about.
Yeah,
Listen
I can see
here.
it.
What kind of weight?
Like peel.
Yeah, you can see that.
You can see a quarter.
Oh, okay. So you like that shot?
Yeah, like, because if I get the guard, it's okay, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really like the thinking there of the team, to get both those reds going, and if
Yeah,
he
like going
happens
at
to
the back
overcurl
ones?
slightly, he'll
I get
just
the top
peel
guard,
his
it's
yellow
okay?
card. It's a good call.
What's
I do
that?
like this call.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that.
Okay.
And Brad is not convinced.
Just looks hard, Reid.
One way.
Just double the
This
yellows
is
then,
sometimes a tough
if he
thing
doesn't like
because
that.
you also want as a skip.
They're yellow
You have
then?
an option. You have
That's
kind
what
of
I'm thinking.
Okay.
a map, a picture of what the end's going to shape out in your mind. But then as a thrower too, Reid was seeing this shot, so we'll see what they've landed on now.
You're trying to hit
3/4.
2/3 low.
Okay. I was thinking out turn high.
Oh, you just want to do that way?
Well, like,
Why wouldn't you try this way and onto here?
okay, but this is how I leave a center guard.
Yeah, I agree with Reid.
Holy moly, we got 4 different.
I kind of
thought
like
processes
that.
here.
No.
Let's go back to listening to what these guys are talking about. Obviously, a little bit of a disagreement here between Reid Carruthers and Brad Jacobs.
Yeah.
Reid's going to make his way back down. Let's listen in as they're trying to find the right strategy here.
Yeah, for a second time.
If I'm playing this, it's the only way I leave the center. That's why I was thinking
it
I
is.
just make the double high. Like the high side out turn double is what.
This is also the best result, though. That's the only thing. It's because you can get these moving and you can get that out of there.
Okay, so if I played that, I'm playing the intern at this. If I'm going yellow this way.
Sure.
Okay, so
I like
it's
that.
2/3.
I like that, Reid.
2/3.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm erring on thin.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the guys have conferred.
Yeah, and it's good that Reid came down again because Brad and Reid had two different ideas of these shots. Reid initially
peel's
wanted to play the reds at the back and maybe just peel. Brad wanted to play this yellow run back and potentially get the reds at the back.
Someone goes with my shooter.
It's good they've, agreed on a shot because it was a little bit complicated there for a second.
And you need all 4 guys on the right track here. You don't want a
Absolutely.
miscommunication, especially in an extra frame. And the opportunity to continue in the B side of the event and
Yeah.
get
And
yourself
that
into a B event final.
Yeah, that shows this team's experience
going,
going
keep
down and
going.
confirming the shot.
Hard!
Okay. Good throw,
Didn't
Reid.
get it. Peels
Yeah.
the top guard.
And that's a reasonable result. That guard was, not a good, that guard was hurting them, so it was good to get rid of that. Reid, of course, disappointed. He wanted to get more out of that shot.
Absolutely. So now for Team Pierce, looks like they're going to go back throw another guard up there.
Yeah.
Trying to keep things covered.
Yeah, and I think, you know, Team Pierce will keep throwing guards. I think they'll throw a guard even on Brent's first, and then they might make a move into the rings on Brent's last of this end.
Cody Johnston here with his final shot here in the extra frame. Looking to guard up the house a little bit and keep some protection. This Team Pierce is going to have to steal their way to a win here in the extra frame.
Distance, come on. Curl, go.
Trying to drag this back to the other side of the center line.
Yeah, nice guard.
You're trying to run that and take that
by
too.
Cody Johnston.
Conservative go at it.
Good placement. They are looking
Straight
again
peel's good.
at potentially playing the red-yellow run. I think they've now decided on just the straight peel.
Reid Carruthers with his final shot here in the extra frame. Looking for the straight peel.
Whoa, close,
Clean.
close. Whoa.
Curl.
Curl.
Okay, good throw.
Good throw, good peel. Shooter rolls out. Opens things up now. Brent Pierce getting ready for his first shot in the extra end. What?
Shoot. Sorry, buddy. Throw.
What's the discussion here? What's he trying to figure out?
I didn't see what he indicated. I think he is guarding one more time. There wouldn't be any point in him coming into the rings. Then he would. Yeah, exactly. You see where the Matthew McCready is indicated with his broom.
Straight peel and he makes a good run.
If he comes into the rings right now, then that gives Brad a free crack at, you know, a yellow run back or a double to get clear out all those reds. So I do like this call. Like we discussed, you know, previously, Brent will throw one more guard. I think Brad will likely peel, and then Brent Pierce will go in on his last.
Absolute imperative that this gets back across the center line.
For sure, yeah. He wants to make sure that the placement on this guard is good. It's still important. You just don't want to lob this down there. Big shot here for Brent Pierce, first rock of the extra end.
Straight.
Kind of want it to be edge on edge.
Need this to settle across the center line, not in the rings. Want to keep it high.
Yeah, and this one, because it's so tight, this might give Brad Jacobs an
Either
opportunity.
we're playing the draw, or we're trying this into here.
Yeah, and that's exactly the only two shots. Yep, draw or play that run, or just straight peel.
It's for sure the shot. Yeah. Half
I
forward.
personally do like the peel or the run back.
Looks as though they're going with the draw.
It does. The only reason I did like the peel is Brad will always have a draw the button regardless on his last. The best that Team Brent Pierce can do is make a draw, and they'll
gotta
only
be
full four button
within
the
this
button.
much of the, like this close to the 4 foot.
But if Brad makes this perfectly, you know,
Well, ideally we wanna
he
be
will have very good chance.
the
You know,
four.
he might seal up the
half
win
four,
with a good
full
shot
four.
here.
Okay.
Placement has to be perfect, though.
Speed's still pretty good, eh?
I think the only shot that will be left for Brent Pierce, if Brad gets this perfectly top four buried, is just a double on the yellows. Very important shot here for Brad Jacobs.
Brad Jacobs, his first stone in extra ends for Team Carruthers. Looking for the draw. Bringing this in.
Line's good.
At the Astec Safety
Road.
Challenge
Line's
here
good.
in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan.
Line's close.
We're in extra
Road.
ends.
Where? Consrock. Someone clean. Connor clean. Full four. It's going to have to curl.
I got a 14-6.
No.
Set.
Wait, hey, why don't you wait for the tee line before you start sweeping? No, you were. The rock was not even at the tee and you started sweeping.
A little bit of a disagreement with the team there. We'll see on the replay.
Good throw.
All right. now.
Yeah, and not what Brad wanted. That is a miss. That's too deep. And that's the only reason I didn't like the draw was if you ever go deep on that, you know, you leave Brent Pierce an opportunity to play this freeze tap, and then Brad will have an extremely difficult shot on his next. The tension is high out here. You can hear it amongst the players.
Obviously, again, when you're playing for this kind of money, tempers are going to get high.
A rock width. We got to push it a rock width to get shot rock.
Yeah, it makes it exciting for us up here.
Absolutely. And if we knows that, then he either hammers that onto it, or he picks it out. Like, I was thinking if it was possible to get this to here, to here,
I thought I was.
and line that up, and it forced him to, force him to actually put it on the lid again. But
they've drawn down that side.
Yeah, well, that's all we can throw is a draw.
I think it's pretty tough to push it all the way back here.
It is, eh?
I think so.
Well, you got a hair by that.
I mean, it's possible. It's everything's got to go right.
It's tough. I think we play just for the small corner.
Oh, that's fun. Just
What's the benefit of bringing it back?
Well, it's just that he can't throw this, and we'll be in front of the tee line. He's got to put it on the dot, right? He's got to put it on the same dot, right? There's no backing really.
Yeah, but if we push this too far, all you have to do is do that and stick it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But if back here, it's kind of
a. Have to stick it still.
Yeah, he's got to stick it.
Like,
It's not hard to stick it.
No, I think we just go here, because then he has to. If this is still here and our rock's here, he's gonna have to watch this jam. If this is back here, he can throw that and just stick it.
Okay. What do you think to that? Like, is that enough?
Okay, last time we had you out here, and where did your last shot end up?
Ended up like here, right? I think that's too much. I personally feel like that's too much ice right now, but.
So right here? Yeah, that's where we had you, so here.
Yeah, I think they're there.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, and I think what they've landed on, I should say, is the freeze tap. I think that's definitely the call for sure. Just, back 4 weight. Of course, they need to be shot stone after this one comes to rest.
You got to get shot rock, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You just heard that from Brent.
You're looking for, I think out of my hand, solid T.
Yeah, you heard him say solid T plus.
Yeah, that last draw through.
Needs to push this back a couple feet.
Right?
Yeah, not even a foot. Just needs to get it so he's shot, essentially, right? Brent's rock will be top button, and he just wants the Brad Jacobs stone that was just thrown to be just full back 4.
Here we go. Brent Pierce, his final rock in the extra end.
Tight line, gotta go! Gotta go!
Sweepers are on this early. Line is tight. Sweepers are calling back 8, back 12. Matthew McCready trying to get this to sweep. I've got a quick time, 13-3. Yeah, and they got shot rock, but of course that red one is wide open. Just a little more weight than what he wanted. That was more like back 8, back 12. This will leave the wide open hip for the win for Brad Jacobs.
We all know this is probably the biggest shot of Brad Jacobs' life here at the Astec Safety Challenge.
Oh, and what a shot. Everything's happening at the same time. Matt Dunstone made a beautiful in-off double. One of the best shots probably of the event on sheet 3. And Team Karsten Sturmey, they have a very difficult draw. They need top 4, full 4 for the win.
Yep. In our game, Brad Jacobs with the hit and stick.
Hard!
Calling on it hard, need to keep the line. Reid Carruthers is going hard here.
Holy crap. Good sweep.
And we get the connect.
Great sweep.
And we sit for 1 as Brad Jacobs is able
Brad
to help.
just got that going a little bit. He got that tight. That was a great sweep by the sweepers. You could see that coming in. It was just wired by the guard.
An awesome game here to
Yeah.
close out draw number 7. Team Carruthers gets the win, 8-7 over Team Pierce here at the Astec Safety Challenge in Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan. Thank you very much for listening to us on the live feed. We hope you enjoyed it, and we look forward to talking to you again as we get ready for draw number 8.
Astec Safety. This must be the place, boys.
That's about right. Looks like this is where the engineers hang out. Nice spot.
Here's something else that's cool under pressure.
Great tour, but where's our man Brent?
I don't know. All right, normally he's bailing me out. Roll reversal, baby, there he is. Rescue mode.
Putting out fires for these guys already.
Hi there. I'm Joseph Rosenberg, the Contact Center Manager for Utility Safety Partners, and we're very proud to be a sponsor of the Astec Safety Challenge. Now, when you're competing in a bonspiel, you gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried and plan each shot. And in life, when you've gotta dig deep and uncover what's buried, well, you have to plan, and that plan needs to involve utility safety partners. When bumping that object in front of you is not an option.